Hello, Shara Bishemti. Welcome to our Unwritten live stream. And like to say thank you for coming to everybody who is here. And we'll adjust my camera a little bit so that you can see me a bit better. But yeah, my name is V. Hamilton. I am the primary developer for Unwritten, Adventures in the Ages across Myst and Beyond, the official tabletop role-playing game for the Myst universe. And once again, I welcome you to our stream. I'd like to remind people that this stream is for raising money for the official Navajo Nation COVID-19 relief fund, and you can see down there somewhere that there's a link for you. And so we really encourage anybody that if you have any, if you can give anything. I know a lot of people are giving to a lot of things right now, but if you can give anything, it'd be very helpful. Unfortunately, the Navajo Nation has been hit very hard by COVID-19. They don't have a lot of support from state and national sources, and the needs for the requirements for social distancing and can be particularly onerous for people in the Navajo Nation, because very often a large number of people in the Navajo Nation do not have basic amenities. So it's much harder to stay at home when there's no water or erratic electricity or that sort of thing. So we felt that the Navajo Nation COVID Relief Fund was a bit of an underserved group in this particular crisis. And so we're hoping that you can take it into your heart to give a little bit of money. So after that, I would like to go ahead and give everybody a chance to on the stream here to introduce themselves. I said once again, I'm V. Hamilton, and let's go ahead and we'll start with Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan Warzeka. I am do a bunch of things at Cyan, but basically work with Cyan Ventures, and I'm the developer relations guy over there. That's how I know V and others. I'm also a line producer for other things at Cyan right now. So I'm happy to be here. Can't wait to play the game. So.
Great. Okay. How about Katie? How about you go next?
Hi, I'm Katie. A couple people may remember me from days gone by. I was the community manager when Uru was in beta, and worked on Myst Worlds for Myst 3, 4, 5, and have been a community manager in games ever since. And I kind of have stopped back at Cyan a few times, including most recently for the Firmament Kickstarter last year. Helped the guys with that. So, and at Mysterium last year, and can't wait for Mysterium this year. It's going to be really exciting, and I'm actually helping with the Myst documentary right now, helping Philip Shane with that. So that I like to keep my ties to all Myst fans fresh. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Sounds great. Okey-doke. Blake, how about yourself?
Hi, I'm Blake Bierke. I'm a senior environment artist and technical artist at Cyan, and looking forward to joining this out.
Oh, hey. And Jeremiah.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah Castro. I am also an artist at Cyan, and I'm excited to learn and try this out too. I'm sorry to all the fans if I come across pretty ignorant, but this is a nice learning experience for me, so I'm ready to get going.
We lost sound on you, B.
Oh, sorry about that. I want to give a call out to Gary Buttle, who is doing our tech, and one of the three people who, besides myself, who's behind Inkworks Productions, and also my lovely wife, Ellery, who is in the chat right now. Also, the third person in Inkworks Productions, and we're all very forward to having you guys enjoy this game. Okay, so I'm going to take just a minute to kind of explain what Unwritten is for those people who are not familiar. And then we'll start going into the actual game. Unwritten is a tabletop role-playing game. Those of you who are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons are familiar with the basic idea. Unwritten is focused on very much on narrative and on things about discovery and investigation. It's a very rules-light sort of thing, so you're not going to see a lot of number crunching. You're not going to see a lot of saving throws and that sort of thing. But we really want to, Unwritten, like Myst and like all of Cyan's products, focuses on the story that is around it, around what's going on. And so hopefully we get a chance to show that to you now. We'll be doing some dice rolls during the game. And for those people who the players who don't have the particular dice at home, I've got a little window up here which we'll be doing our dice rolls through. But from there we'll see how it goes. We have spent a little bit of time beforehand getting our characters together. And talking about kind of how the characters interrelate. That's an important part of Unwritten. And if you read the Unwritten book, which is currently available on the Cyan store, so it's another way you can help Cyan. And if you want a physical copy, that's currently on DriveThruRPG. So once again, more ways that you can help Cyan and your favorite company there. But it's an important part to sit down, figure out what everybody wants, and figure out how the story comes together. It's a very collaborative environment. So we've already started yet. So now on that, so let's talk about our characters. So Ryan, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
Okay, my character is Jörg Nogard. He's a Norwegian Indiana Jones type character. There's some other things about him, but he one thing I didn't tell you, V, I guess he does smoke a pipe and he has matches, so
Sure.
he has that going for him a lot. But yeah, he's just here for the adventure. He's joining in this other group of team. He's worked with Matthias and Bartlett before, but not Katie. So.
Okay, doke. Let's hear about Katie then.
Sure. So my name's Katie Wood, and I am a lively community organizer, which I guess is nothing like me in real life. So I'll try my best. But so I have some DIY skills, which I like to think of more as like MacGyverish stuff than crafty stuff. But I also have a little bit of just in my spare time, like some EMT training, and I dropped out of nursing, so I have a little bit of medical knowledge, and I'm bringing with me just a med kit with better supplies than you'd find in your typical first aid kit. Yeah. What else do you need to know?
That's it. If that
Okay, cool. I'm just reading through to see if there's anything else I want to share, but one of my better skills is noticing things. So if Ryan starts, if Jörg starts playing with matches, I can notice right away. I'll be like, don't like that.
Okay, no, thank you. Okay, Blake, tell us about Matthias.
I'm Matthias Hawthorne. I'm a modern nomad adventurer. I'm trying to answer the big questions, and I'm occasionally impulsive and reckless at the worst times, which can lead to a bit of headache for everyone else. And
That's always fun.
I have an old kit bag, and it has a bunch of stuff in it: gadgets, widgets, doodads, and knickknacks. And if you need it, I probably have it.
Sounds great. Okay, Jeremiah, tell us about Bartlett.
All right. Bartlett is a logic minded investigator, and he's really good at experiments. And he is stubbornly relentless. He wants to experiment and solve not just why, but maybe what it affects or what sort of thing a random mechanism might control or how it controls. And one of the ways that I particularly like to do that is I really like to touch things. I like to, if there's a button there, I want to touch it. And sometimes that might be a little bad. So I bring with me my custom made experiment expedition gloves, which there's a leather outlining, a little bit of armor, but on the inside, it's also rubber lined because I've learned that touching sparky things sometimes might hurt me. And so that's about it. But I'm excited to get started on this, and I just want to figure out why. I'm less just because there might be something mysterious there doesn't mean it has to stay mysterious. I want to solve it.
Sounds great. Okie doke. So the scenario is that we are in the modern cavern. You know, it's been years since the DRC has been around in any particular strength or official capacity. And so pretty much the explorers have started to make the cavern their own. After a while of waiting to see if the Barrow came back, they realized, like, okay, nothing's happening. It's all up to us now. So they began to rally around the modern guilds, the greeters, the cartographers, the maintainers, the messengers, the writers, and different groups began doing different things, continuing the DRC's work or settling out in the ages or, building communities, all sorts of different things. There isn't a lot of people in the cavern on a daily basis. There's always somebody, but it's not particularly crowded or anything like that. But everybody kind of knows, a way of getting a hold of, they know somebody who knows somebody who can get a hold of any other really important person. So it goes out over the grapevine that the New Guild of Maintainers has found an enclave, Maintainers Enclave in the city proper. And that they've been clearing it out, and they found sort of the Holy Grail, a new set of linking books. And so they've called out to the explorer community to say, hey, we need some help. We've got to start checking these out. No one else is going to do it. And so our four players here, our four explorers, made their way to the to the Maintainers Guild pub to see if they can lend a hand. So we're going to start off with you four kind of wandering in to the Maintainers the Maintainers pub. There's no one right there at the moment yet, so yes, it's a chance if you want to kind of say hey, how's it going, sort of thing. Let's say Katie shows up first.
Cool.
So you're there, and Matthias links in from Nexus.
Hey, how are you? I'm Katie.
Oh, Blake.
I'm muted.
Hey, I'm Matthias.
Hey, nice to meet you. Have you been here before?
I haven't. Brand new here.
Cool. Yeah, I just heard that they need groups to go, so I thought I'd come and volunteer. But nobody's here yet, just me and you so far.
Wow. So Bartlett fades into view.
Is this the pub?
I was just looking around to see if there was actual alcohol, but yes, this is the pub. Hi, I'm Katie.
All right, Bartlett. And then
Hey.
I know Matthias too.
Been a while.
Cool.
Yeah. Heard you moved a couple times.
I did.
Wow. And Jurg fades into view.
Hi, boys. Nice to meet you again. Hello, Katie.
Hi. Hey,
How
I've
are
heard
you
of
today?
you. So you work with you guys? Oh, you poor things. I'm just kidding. You're
It's been
exhausted.
a long time since seeing you again.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, how have you been?
Been good.
So you guys are all coming to answer the call to check out the new linking books they've found.
Yes.
I'm excited and I'm scared at the same time. So I'm glad you guys are here.
Yeah, it's pretty intriguing. Curious on what's going to be there. So I like
I
that.
wonder how many they'll have in each group, or yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can go together.
You hear a voice from up above on the upper level of the guild pub. Well, looks like it's only you guys right now. Kind of tall fellow, kind of comes to the balcony, looks down, waves, like, so, no one else replied to the key mail I sent out. So
What?
I think it's just you.
I'm ready. Let's go.
He walks down the stairs, just like, and goes around and introduces. Hi, I'm Robert.
I'm Uru.
I'm one of the people who works with maintainers right now. We don't really have a guild master right now. We're just kind of getting things together. But we've got books, and we need to find out what's going on. Essentially, we're going to need some surveying essentially done here. And we figured, who better than the explorers to go out there.
I'm ready.
So, let's see here.
I've been
So
assured it's safe to go. It's already been checked out. It's good for us.
Oh yeah. We've actually done a first look into the age. We sent somebody in one of the big maintainer suits
Okay.
in to make sure it's safe.
And they came back?
They did come back.
Okay.
They came back in one piece.
Now, should we have our maintainer suits on? Do we need to get some maintainer suits to go in, or are we fine?
No, we don't think it's that dangerous.
Okay.
That.
Breathable air, potable
Yes.
water.
We did take some air samples,
No natives
and there was no contagions in the air, and nothing that we could tell. We got a couple guys who were really good, in terms of chemistry and that sort of thing, and they sampled the stuff and ran it through a bunch of tests, and they say that there's nothing in there that seems harmful. It seems pretty close to the air here.
Okay. Cool. So
we
if I
don't
light
expect
my pipe in the air there, it's not going to blow everything up.
Oh no, so that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's give. There are some wrinkles here though. So this is one of the books that we found in that enclave that we discovered recently. This age is called Lentahi. It means something, but I
Can you
forget.
spell that, please?
Lentahee.
Okay.
Lentahi. Yeah, Lentahi.
Cool.
I'm not much of a language person. Sorry. But we did manage to find some references to it in some of the records that DRC left behind from the Guild of Legislators.
Oh.
So here's what we know. We know that Lentahi was actually being built as a prison age. And it was being constructed at the time of the fall. We also know that it was never finished. There's no records whatsoever of anyone ever being, incarcerated in Lentahi. And there's some records from right before the fall talking about the progress, buildings being built but not complete, that sort of thing. So we know that they never actually finished. One thing that we found when we linked into the linking point is that the linking point leads to what looks like a very large, elaborate airlock. We were able to open the airlock, and that's when we took our samples. the airlock opens into some sort of cave system. But there was air movement, so there either it leads to some place with fresh air relatively quickly, or it has some sort of ventilation system. And we couldn't detect anything dangerous or harmful in our samples at all.
Okay, so you said you get to a cave system. Do we have lamps and stuff that we should bring? I mean, I have my flashlight, but do you have other things that you want us to bring?
And regular flashlights are good, that sort of thing.
Okay.
We are going to provide you some some basic breathing gear, because I mean it's an airlock, so obviously it's locking something, even though we couldn't find anything problematic. But just in case, we've got some basic respiratory equipment, just to get you that you can use in case you need it.
Mm-hmm.
So um, we're going to provide that, of course. Basic materials and that. Is there anything in particular you think that you would like to have with you?
Well, what do you want us to do when there? Just find out as much as we can for you guys?
Yes.
Bring it
We
back.
have not moved. You're our second group in.
Mhm,
The first
mhm.
group in, like I said, took the samples. We didn't go past the cave system. We don't know what's out there exactly.
Okay.
The records just mentioned incomplete structures. So we don't know. We don't know what's out there, and we want to find out. If there are Denis records, we'd like to have those, brought back to us. Of course, any interesting technology, anything that we can learn from it. And if it's something that there are useful things there, maybe in the future we will, send more people in and, see if there's, we can do more for the explorer community with it.
Mhm. We have our cameras with us.
Sure.
Mhm.
I mean, you can take cameras. You got your keys.
iPhone
Yes, we
Yeah.
got it.
So
and our
um,
key.
Did anyone else bring a Relto book? Anyone? I got mine. Okay.
I got mine.
Okay.
you
Well,
all
at
got
least two of us
Roto?
have.
Do you all have Roto books?
I don't.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty new to this
Okay, well,
exploring, so
at some point you should definitely go through the journey. It's very important. It's a whether you believe you agree with Isha or not, it's an important thing to go through. So I'll just say that. But no, is there any other equipment that you think you might need? I can see if we've got something available. If there's any special things that you need.
I need a grappling hook.
Grappling hook. Okay.
Yeah, to get
Let's see here.
You're right.
Anything else?
I would like, well, I've been doing a lot of research, and I know that the DRC has the encyclopedia of all things Dunny. I would like that transferred to my key at this point, if available.
I can see what I can do. It may take a little bit to transfer.
Okay.
Because our records are pretty scattered.
Yes.
So I'll see what I can do.
Could I have some rope, some long rope, please?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks. And I downloaded a bunch of tunes onto my key just in case we want music.
Sounds good.
and I've mentioned
Mr.
that I'm
Jones?
bringing my gloves with me.
You got your gloves? Okay. Okay. So when you are ready, we can take you to the book, and we will send you through. Hopefully, like I said, if there's any problems, let us know. And good luck to you. Yavo be with you.
Let's do it.
All right. Are you guys going to do any last minute things before you take off, or are you guys ready and rolling to go?
Do you want to confer first? Like, you guys good? Should we have a team name? Should we have a motto? Maybe I'll go back to the service and make us team shirts.
No, I think we're good. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go. I'm
Cool.
just, I can't sit on my hands here. We gotta go. We
Okay.
gotta do this thing.
Sounds
no, I
good.
want to get going too. I'm excited, but I don't want to regret going there without everything. So you guys feel like you
How do
have
we get back?
well, we have Relto books.
Oh, we got Reltos, but I mean, do we have a return book? I'm assuming, right?
There is a return. Robert tells you there's a return book in the airlock.
Yeah, that the maintainers put there.
Yes.
Cool.
So there is a return book there. So, you know, on top of your keys, I mean, top of your Reltos, you know, that's there.
I'm glad I asked. I mean, that would have really been a real hard thing. We got there and then we have no way back. I mean, that would have just been.
Well, there's always your Reltos, you know.
I always have a Relto, but you know, it's.
Yeah,
You
it's
never
not
know.
the same.
Okay, doke.
Feeling like you want us back, Robert.
Oh, we would definitely like you back. You know,
Okay, good.
especially if things go well. You know, we're looking for people with field experience to kind of push us forward. We're trying to be a real guild here.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So
Okay.
okay. So you guys don't have any other things that you're doing?
Nope.
Okie doke. So Robert leads you to kind of a rundown part of the city. Kind of it's out of the way. They've obviously started to move rubble out of the way and that sort of thing, and they take you into a building with the maintainer symbols on it. The whole 9 yards. And there are several books. He pulls one out and says, "Okay, here's the Lentahi one." Puts it
What
down.
color is it? What color is it?
What color is it? It's a light blue with a sort of like marble effect, but the marble is brownish. It has a sort of pastoral look to it.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, who's going first?
I'm going. I'm ready.
Okay. Jurg puts his hand on it. Wow. Yep. Next.
Yeah,
I'll go. Oh,
Go.
go ahead. No, Bartlett, you go ahead.
Who's going next? Bartlett?
Okay.
Okay. Wow. And then third?
Can I go next?
Yeah.
I don't want to laugh.
Wow. And then finally, Matthias.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so Jurg, the world fades into view, and you're inside a dome-shaped room. About the size. It's pretty big. It's about the size of a small convenience store.
Okay.
There's a number of levers around the edges of the room. There's a window that's on one side, on the far side from where you are. Behind you is a mechanical pedestal with an open book to it that leads with a picture of a picture of Nexus on it.
Okay.
Oh, of Nexus. Okay.
Okay. Bartlett fades into view. And then Katie and then Matthias.
Does the pedestal have a key device so I could make a link to this place again?
It does have a key device, yes.
Okay.
So
yeah.
you put it in there. The little key light, that goes up, it flickers in kind of a weird way.
Oh no.
Boy, I wish I
and you
had
check
my
your key,
leather
and
glove.
no link is created.
No link was created. Okay.
Nope.
Oh, well,
I'm
I'm
gonna try it too, just in case it was like a one-time thing.
Well, team, we're here. You can see the levers.
All right, so Katie tries it again, and it also does that kind of weird little.
Okay, it was worth a second try. Okay, levers. How many?
There's 2 sets of levers. It's sort of if you think of it, the dome as sort of northwest, north, south, east, west.
Mm-hmm.
You all kind of start come in at right in front of the pedestal, which is at the south. There is a sort of window porthole sort of looking thing on the north wall. And there's a set of levers over on the west, and a set of levers over on the east.
Two levers on each side. Is that what you?
2 levers on each side.
Mm-hmm.
And there's on the ones on the east, there is a large sort of box protruding from the dome wall. It looks like a cabinet and the door is open.
Okay.
Oh.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, let's go east first. Looks like there's something over there.
Okie doke.
Everybody's okay?
Well, I just pulled up my pipe and lit it.
Oh, for goodness
I'm
sake.
thinking. I'm a thinking guy. But yes, let's go to the east and let's look at the levers.
You didn't even ask if we're okay with secondhand smoke. The
So
good
there's
news
two.
is we love the smell of a pipe, so you're fine.
There's two large levers, and like I said, there's a metal cabinet sort of thing that's protruding from the wall. It's about yay big, yay high. Has a large metal door on it that's sitting open right now. There's obviously some sort of like locking mechanism on it as well.
Does it slide open or does it rotate open?
The door?
Yeah.
It rotates. It goes, it opens up like this.
And it's currently open?
It's currently open. There's nothing in the box at the moment.
Oh, someone took it already.
So, team, may we go to the window first? I mean, there's this porthole. I want to go see what's out there first before we start touching anything.
Sure.
So yeah, let's go to the north and look through that first.
Okie doke. Do you guys want to just take a quick look, or are you taking a very careful look out that window?
No. You're going first.
Yeah, I want to take a careful look.
Want to take a careful look? Okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you do a notice roll. Unless you can think of another skill that you can look at your listing and say, I'm using this skill to take a good look at the area.
I have a big notice skill if you want me to look out.
So yeah, I don't have much of I don't have a notice skill. So I have a surveying skill and I have a research skill. I'd like to survey it personally.
Sounds great. So, okie doke. Do you want to roll the dice there, or you want me to roll them on over here?
Just roll them on screen. It's fine. So my surveying skill is a +3. It looks like.
Okay, and you get the dice. You got plus minus blank, which is a +1. So that's 4 total, which is a great.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you take a look, and once again surveying, you can see that that it's you can see a cavern through there. It's not a huge cavern. It's just more sort of a passageway that leads from the airlock. Obviously, it has been shaped. It's not a natural cavern. You've seen this sort of shaping throughout Denis.
Mm-hmm.
This is obviously Denis have built something here and then built a tunnel from it. You think you can see a little bit of it doesn't look completely dark. Because it goes and it turns,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't look completely dark. So you're expecting there's some sort of light source down there.
Okay.
So I can use my notice since I have a great notice ability.
Sure. Okie doke. We'll do a quick roll on
In
that
case I
notice.
see anything he failed to notice.
Okay, so you got to roll the 2, and your notice is a what?
+4.
So it's a great +4. So it's a 6. And let's see the difficulty. And I know that you have a stunt on your sheet.
Yes.
Go ahead and read that stunt out.
It says, I saw that. +2 to notice when detecting things that have been purposefully hidden. So
There
I'm
you
at
go.
+8 now, if anything's hidden.
So yeah, and this is I would call this a difficulty of a 4. So you not only succeed, you excel.
Mm.
Sweet.
Now there's a couple options that you can do here. You can just get a lot of information, or you can get what's called a boost, which is a one-time use aspect, and you get a free invoke on it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give you an aspect of say if you want a boost, you can say complete lay of the land.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
But
so that means that
so instead of that, what if I just gathered as much information as possible about the immediate surroundings? Are those the two options?
I mean, either way, we'll create an aspect that reflects it. So just, you want to, do you want to have a look of what you see outside of there, or do you want to take a look? Are you taking a look around the dome itself?
Oh gosh, and it's one or the other, eh?
Yeah, for a single roll.
I think I'm gonna look outside because we can all look more inside.
Okay. So so let's definitely give you a lay of the land, a good lay of the land as an aspect. You have a free invoke on it, which means that on a roll, if you need to, you can freely invoke that aspect for a +2 or a reroll,
Okay.
if it makes sense.
Mhm.
And it'll go away. It goes away either when you use it or into the scene.
Okay.
You think I should use it now, guys, or save it for when we really need to?
I think we should save it till after we figure the airlock.
Okay, so you can tell that there's been a lot of extra structural support.
Okay.
In you can kind of see the lines and in the Nara and that sort of thing, and it is Nara. It is Nara rock.
Okay.
Not the usual Daretheni sort of stuff. This is
the
strong stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that there's been extra structural supports, and that there have been places there are places where you would see that someone might attach something,
Ew, like chains.
like chains or barriers or that sort of thing. It
So
gives you the impression that
Mhm.
it was built to be fortified if needed.
Okay. Okay.
Bartlett, do you have anything to say here? Do you want to kind of look around? I know you're very investigative. Like, let's look at these levers and figure out what we need to do here.
I want to knock on the porthole.
Okay.
I want
This
to
is
see
either
if there's
like boom,
someone
boom,
or something
boom.
behind it that maybe responds to me.
Okay.
It's a loud, echoing sound. It's really that glass or whatever it is real thick. So I mean, it's not. It makes a donk, 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 but it doesn't really echo.
Okay.
It's just sort of, it's like kind of hitting a brick wall. It's like tunk, 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 tunk.
Okay.
You don't see any sort of reaction or anything move on the other side, though.
It's not water.
What's Matthias doing?
Yes.
Are there any difficult to access areas? Anything I can climb up to, or?
Not in here. There might be some outside of the the dome, but in here it's all it's pretty featureless except for the levers and the cabinet and the book pedestal.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the west, and I'm gonna grab the rightmost lever, and I'm pulling it.
Wait,
Okay.
we haven't discussed any of this.
What?
What is
no.
I did this. I have to.
Yep.
weird?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, Yerk pulls the lever down, and there's a tink, tink, tunk, 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 tunk.
You just sacrificed someone. How do you feel?
We didn't feel anything move, though, right? We didn't feel.
You didn't really feel anything moved. It sort of sounded like something was trying to move,
Okay.
but didn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look in the cabinet since we're running amok.
Hey! I have an idea. I have just because I'm surveying the room. I noticed we have 4 of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone take a lever.
Everyone grabs a lever.
And we're all gonna pull it at the same time.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
All right.
Are we ready?
All right.
What if it's your options?
What? Let's just do it. Come on.
Let's do it.
What,
Alright.
what's that can happen, right?
On 3, on 1, on 0. What do you want to do?
On 3. 1, 2, pull the lever.
Tongue, 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 and you hear this from several different angles this time. Tongue, 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 tongue. Who's on the east levers?
I'm on the right east.
Who's on the left east?
I'm
Nice. Okay. So, Katie, when you pull the levers down, you hear the thunking, and you notice that the cabinet in front of you shudders, like it's trying to move. And it kind of, shudders, it shudders kind of, and shakes
Right.
in time
Right.
with the thunking. Tunk, 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 tunk.
Okay, this is when I should use I can use my like super noticey skill for this, right?
You can use it as part of a roll, or if you want to spend a point, a fate point to well no, you've got a free boost on this. I apologize, but you can use it as part of a roll, or you can just kind of say hey, I'm gonna use this invoke to kind of learn something.
So I want to examine the cabinet as much as I can first.
Sure. What skill are you using?
My great notice skill,
Okie doke. We will
and
do
my
a
empathy.
you feel very very empathic and understand how the cabinet feels about
Right?
trying to have.
Enough. I feel him.
Okay, so it's a +1 on the roll.
Okay,
And that's your notice is at
+4.
+4. Once again, I put the difficulty at about a 4 there, so you do make a success. So
Mhm.
you're examining it, and you do see that once you look on the other side of the door, there are a couple of Denis words on there.
Oh,
And there's a maintainer symbol.
okay.
So Katie, I should just let you know, one of my skills is reading Dunny.
Right
okay?
on. And you have the whole history of Dunny in
Yeah.
your
Well, hopefully it's supposed to be transferred. It hasn't
Right.
yet.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go take a look.
Yeah, come on over and read this for me, Yurt.
Okay, you're coming over.
We're gonna do a research roll for you.
Okay.
You got dice there if you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
No, go ahead. Just
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, 'cause then
Okay.
everybody can see it.
The minus and the plus cancel each other out. Whereas 0, what's your research?
4.
This is actually a pretty easy one. At least one of the new words you can look at. It's like K-O, and it says Corti,
Corti.
which
KOR.
you remember it means books.
Yes. Yes.
The other one you can't quite figure out, but
Oh, so there could have been books in here.
What about taking the book that's on the Nexus pedestal and bringing it over here and throwing it in there?
Hold on. The second word is incinerator. Like, what do you do?
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh my God.
It could be,
It could be where they bound books. It could be book storage. It could be
book burner. I get it. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I'm sorry. I just want to get.
No, you're fine. I know you're excited, but
Well,
not sure one way back. Okay. Well,
hey, B, I also have one of my skills is surveying a room and finding hidden features.
mhm.
Can I do another roll for that?
Sure. What
Let's
skill you're
do that
using?
survey, and that's a +3.
Okie doke. Well, did the roll, and you get 3 pluses here, so that's a 6 total. And so I'm gonna once again, the difficulties around here are at level 4. So that's a 2, so it's a success. Are you looking for anything specific, or are you just trying to get clear of a feel of things?
Feel things.
And you're using surveying. Surveying, it's obviously you can kind of tell that it's the dome is actually perfect hemisphere.
Mhm.
So that means it probably implies that there's actually an entire full sphere of door, a wall. involved, and you can kind of see that it doesn't quite, there's not like there's a little bit of a seam where the walls go down past the floor.
Mhm.
So you kind of think it's like, okay, there's obviously this wall moves
Mhm.
as a whole, like like a sphere kind of moving over or something
Okay.
like that.
It
There
feels
are
like team. It feels like we're in one of those domes in Riven. You know what I mean, with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dome that moves, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I
um,
think
I think, yeah, I'll let Matthias take over though. Like he needs to.
what is Matthias doing right now?
I have no idea. I'm gonna survey as well, see if there's anything else I can kind of detect.
Sure. What's your survey?
3.
Okay. You got a -2 on that roll, so it's a 1. So yeah, unfortunately, I mean, okay, you have a choice here. You didn't make it. You can do you have an aspect that you can spin a fate point to tag to get a reroll?
You want to do that?
Do you have any aspects that you look at and go, that would help me somehow?
Impulsive and reckless.
Probably not very helpful when looking for things like that.
Then
You
there's
may not.
trying to find the big question and answers to the big questions. Probably
It's
not.
not really a big question.
Yeah.
The big question.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too useful there.
Okay.
Oh well.
Bartlett.
Well, I'm hankering to run some experiments. Can I run an experiment on
Mhm.
something in here?
Sure. So you're gonna kind of describe me what kind of things you're gonna try out. Doesn't have to be very specific, but give me the gist.
I'm not entirely sure, but I want to touch it.
Which thing?
Do you want to test the levers to see if we can get the room to turn?
Yeah, let's explore.
pulling
Let's do some
nothing
experiments on the levers some more.
Yeah, just pulling all 4 did nothing, and pulling Ryan's 1 did nothing. So
Sounds
what do you want
great.
to try?
There could be a specific order to pull these in.
Right.
Can I run an experiment to see different orders of these?
Sure. What's your experiment skill?
4.
Okie doke.
Oh.
Rolls
no.
-3. So yeah, you're kind of stumped on it. Now, here's a thing that you can do. It's a very unwritten sort of thing to do is you can work together. Now, the way you can do that is you can make rolls to create aspects and then sort of pile all those aspects together. Like, Katie's got an aspect that says, has a good lay of the land. Maybe Matthias can, use some other skill to, try to figure out, something about the book pedestal, or and you could all kind of create aspects and then give all those pluses that you get from your rolls, give them all to Jeremiah.
Dude, that would be cool.
So how do we do
So
that?
so basically what it
You want
is you ever seen that, you see those things in like CSI where they're
Mhm.
like, okay, it's time to pull up the equipment, and then they go, and there's the montage, and you're showing this is your chance to do that montage where it's
Okay.
like you all kind of spread out and go, okay, let's try this, and there's a shot of Katie pulling levers, and
So
then
I
Jurg is
pull
looking under, saying,
Yep.
So
Okay, I'll
what
put
would
on the music? You're the best around.
yeah.
No one's ever gonna keep you down, and then we'll play that while we're doing this. But yeah, sure, I'm okay to do that.
Sure.
Okay.
So everybody choose a
Or, like,
skill
the-
that you're going to use. Okay, first of all, who's going to do the final checkout? Is it going to be Jeremiah? Jeremiah with his experiment?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so Matthias, Jurg, and Katie,
Mm-hmm.
each of you choose a skill that you're going to use and describe to me how you're going to use that skill to help out. Either
So-
whether, figure out something, any way that it might help.
My skill is experiment,
Okay?
and I'd like to just help Jeremiah. So I will pull different levers and try to figure that out. You know what I mean? Figure out which
Okie doke.
one is the right one.
What's your
It's
experiment level?
+2.
Okay, let's do a roll.
Yay!
Okie doke. So you get +1 on there. That's a 3. The difficulty on this is 3, so you've barely made it.
Okay.
So you have an option here. You can
Okay.
either kind of give that, you get a boost like what
Mhm.
Katie has. It's a one-time use, or you can take a cost, which says it's the sort of like, yes, a success, but something goes wrong.
Mm.
So it's a solid success, but something happens.
I will do that because I am impulsive and not sitting on hands, and I won't.
You're gonna do-
I get myself into trouble all the time. So
Well, you'll get a new boost in the next scene. So you're
Yep.
fine.
Okay,
try.
so we will hold on that cost for just a little bit.
Okay. No, that
Okay,
not
so-
a food point though. That isn't one of like it doesn't cost me one of these. does it?
No,
Okay.
this is just you're exchanging, calamity for success.
Yeah. So there's a consequence that could happen here. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and this is one of the mechanics once again in Unwritten is that sometimes you can trade. You can essentially push your luck. I really want to get it, but something I got to pay
Yep.
for it.
Yep.
So it's
Okay.
another way. Okay,
Okay, Matthias, what are you doing?
what's your skill, Matthias?
Here you go first.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my notice, which is a 4. So like I'm just gonna give him all my powers of observation so that he can suss out easily.
Sure.
Ta-da!
Okie doke.
Oh,
So
well,
you got a 0 on the roll, but it's a 4, so that's a success.
yeah, cool.
So you've got another boost. With
Plus my music, the song that's super inspiring for him,
yeah, exactly.
as I
Yeah.
have
He's
rapport.
rocking out to it. It's like, yeah, I love this song. I'm in the zone. Matthias.
All right, I'm just gonna try and survey the room again, see if
Sure.
there's anything else I'm missing.
Well, you got
Ooh.
three pluses this time. So
Nice,
what's your surveyor?
It's 3.
Okie doke.
dude.
So
That's
3 plus 3, 6. You excel.
Cool.
Yay.
So that means that you get you create a boost, but it's got 2 free invokes on it.
Wow.
So essentially, it counts as 2 plus 2s.
Okay. And then
Okay.
are we giving that boost to Jeremiah then, or
Yep.
how?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna pass all that. You're all checking things out. You're
Yep.
trying things. You're all working together, and you're all telling Jeremiah what you're figuring out. Hey, this didn't do this. This shook.
Mhm.
This thing goes into the floor.
Yep.
And Jeremiah, it's time for your experiment. Ready?
You're the best.
Oh, hey, -3.
No one's ever gonna keep you down.
So, what's your experiment again?
4.
4. So it's a 1, adequate, but not good enough for this. But you've got a lot of help.
Mhm.
You've got Matthias is over there working on something, checking things out. Katie's been helping like crazy. Even Jörg, has been kind of fumbling around, with certain things. He's been poking at the pedestal, the book pedestal. It's like, this looks weird. Tunk, tunk, tunk. But so you're kind of pulling things, there's tunk, 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 tunk. And what you realize is that something is trying to do is it's trying to move that cabinet back into the wall, but something is stopping it, and it means that there's some sort of mechanism that is locked the cabinet in place and preventing it from recessing into the wall, and that's stopping the entire rest of the thing. So really, with that many pluses, have you tried closing the door?
Crap
Well,
time.
I'm
I
gonna
think
put my gloves on and close the door.
okay.
Close the door. You hear some, tink, tink. And then you pull on the levers. Tunk, tunk, tunk. There's a sound of steam escaping.
I should have read that first.
The book pedestal, like plates around the book pedestal on the floor, open up, and the book pedestal sinks down into the floor.
Oh no.
Very quickly, and York
I
catches
run
his
and try to
hand in
get
it.
it, but it didn't work.
catches his hand in it.
Ah,
Good.
No, don't.
Pulls his hand out.
Did you hurt your hand? Did you hurt your hand?
Yes, he in fact did hurt his hand. He has a minor consequence of hurt hand. So,
Okay.
that hand's hurting it. You're not going to be carrying anything with it for a bit.
yeah.
Let me see it.
Not gonna be able to light your match.
Katie, look at it. Katie, look at it. It's hurt.
Can I
Look
put
at
a
it just a
nice
sec.
on it? Okay.
So-
right.
So there's this, there's chunking sound of sounds like steam escaping, gas moving. You feel like a little bit of a breeze, and then the entire dome rotates. And the wall, it moves up. The north wall with the window moves upwards.
Oh boy.
So what it ends up is
Like
that
a helmet? Like a visor?
yeah, like a visor helmet, exactly.
Okay.
And the book pedestal has dropped into the floor and something has closed over that. The book, the cabinet that says books on it has recessed into the wall, so those things are no longer available at all. But the you are now exposed. You are now can walk into the cavern beyond the cave beyond.
Well, thank goodness we have our Alto books. Whew.
I'm gonna put ice on your hand.
Okay.
Okie doke.
If you have any ice, it hurts. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna put ice and I'm gonna just wrap it with a compression bandage just to keep it from swelling up, and hopefully that'll make it usable sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
check that he doesn't have any broken bones or any
So-
other.
Yeah, I mean he's
Okay.
definitely gonna be hurting for a bit, but keep the ice on it, keep it not moving, don't move it very much, and
You're
you'll
gonna
be
have
fine.
to smoke your pipe with your left hand.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Other hand, thank you. I'll put
Yeah.
this one down here.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that, Katie, because that's just a standard,
Yeah.
someone,
Yeah.
Okie doke. So the cave is open before you. What are you guys doing?
Phew.
Well,
Well,
I'm running forward. It's time to go. Come on, we got to find
no
another book.
running. Walking swiftly is fine. No running. Take it
We should
easy.
maybe turn on our lamps or our lights to make
Okay.
sure we can see clearly.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
I don't have that hand.
What time of day is it, B?
Well, I mean, you haven't gone into the cave yet. The cave turns.
Oh, it's a
and
cave.
it doesn't.
Oh.
It's not completely dark down there. It's dark, but not completely dark.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I imagine it's darker where we're at, like
Yes.
right where we're at. It's probably much darker on the walls. I'd like to actually run a notice and see if
Okay.
I can see anything closer to our general area now that the walls or now that the doors moved up.
What's your
Sure.
notice? What's your
My
notice?
notice is at a 3.
Actually, I think you'll be able to find something relatively quickly. So I'm not even going to make you look for something. There's actually a bit of rubble, kind of like around, where the wall came up, and something that was there that had had fallen over or something. Amongst it is a skeleton.
Oh,
Um,
Katie, can you heal it? No.
Hey, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Sorry.
I didn't bring my monkey's paw. Sorry, guys.
but I mean, it's been it's the clothing isn't there. Obviously, it's the clothing has rotted away. And it doesn't look like it's been disturbed for a very long time.
Hmm. Do we want to disturb it? I mean, okay, so we're supposed to be gathering any tech we find, any information, but
I don't know, Matthias. What do you have? Do you have anything that could help us find something off this body?
I have flashlights.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in your pack though, you have a special pack, right?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
I don't want to disturb it unless we can see that there's something, like if there's a book or if there's anything, like if the clothes have brought it away, then any books would have.
Yeah, like X-ray machine, or I don't know what we're looking for something here.
Well, maybe like one of those UV lights,
Yeah, UV light. Let's do that. Let's
Blacklight.
Yeah, I want
like a
those.
black light, the sort of things that like some sort of the stuff that you'd find like in a fingerprint dusting kit sort of thing,
Sure.
So yeah, you got one of those. Yeah, you got those
Yeah,
in
I
your
got
bag.
that.
Yeah, check it
I'll
out.
take that.
So-
And,
Okay.
I'll survey the skeleton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for skeleton, surveying is more about
Or
like
notice.
large
maybe?
areas. Notice would be a great one though.
Yeah, I'll use notice.
Sure. What's your notice?
1.
I mean, it's dead.
Well,
Um,
okay, my notice is 4. Can I notice it?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
hand
yeah.
it over to you, and then you can.
Yeah, and then you can touch it. I'll just look.
Okay.
Oh, look, 6.
So you actually noticed that and I did a roll for you, and you got a
Sure.
+2 on that, plus your 4, so you did pretty good. Person has some jewelry on,
Oh,
and it looks very Denis. I mean, you're sure you've seen something like that somewhere around somewhere else.
mhm.
I take the jewelry and say this belongs in a museum.
So okay, though, when you look at it, does it look like every day, or like, does it look like something a wealthy Dunny person would wear, or does it look like something royalty would wear? Can you tell that from all your Dunny experience?
Can I roll to tell her that?
Yeah, do a research.
Yeah, I'll do a research roll.
Okay.
Mine is 4.
Yours is 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got rolled a 0.
Yeah.
But 4 is still enough to get you some information. It's definitely, it's nice work. It's definitely, it's not, it's not low class stuff. It's upper class stuff. There's a bracelet on it. It has a bunch of beads.
So
There's some nice stone.
My son says that when I'm looking at artifacts, I automatically get research success to adequate. So, is that where we're at, basically?
We can do that. Yeah, that would apply.
Okay.
So, you recognize the bracelet as something that's you see it a lot on a lot of Denis. But the quality of it, once again, is pretty high. So this is definitely probably a guild, probably a guild person of some sort, of relatively good standing.
Well,
Can I run an experiment to see if I can find out how this person died? If perhaps maybe blunt force?
yeah, that's a really good idea.
I would make that a medicine check, not experiment in this particular case, because medicine is very.
My med's at 3.
You want to try it?
Is that okay with you, Bartlett? I'll take a look and
Yep, go ahead.
pass it over. That's such a good idea. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Okay. So you rolled a 1. That's a 4. There's no, none of the bones are broken. There's nothing, nothing really broken in the skull or anything like that. It doesn't,
No weird discoloration that might lead to them being poisoned or hit or.
I mean, with on the bones, there's not, you don't see a lot of that on the bones.
So-
But definitely, this is, doesn't seem like they were, like smashed or hit over the head or anything like that.
But I feel like with the jewelry, they probably weren't a guard. Like they probably just weren't. They probably didn't die on shift. Like maybe they were trying to get in. Maybe people fled and were leaving, and they got left behind.
That's where I'm going too. Like, I'm wondering if it is like some sort of plague or something like that was in here, like some sort of gas, maybe even from the cave. That's where I'm.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm okay to keep going unless Bartlett needs to examine it more.
Nope, I think I'm good.
And you got the jewelry to bring back to put in your museum?
Yes, it's going in the museum.
Okay, who is leading the way?
I will.
You will?
Good.
Okay, that was Blake said that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Matthias leads the way. The cave curves around, and it's a continuous curve. So you kind of get the feeling that you're going around, like it's sort of spiraling out from the center. And as you move around, you can see light, it getting lighter and lighter, and it seemed pretty, from where you are, looks like natural light.
Sorry,
So
and
it's not stuffy or anything. So you're probably getting towards an opening.
Is the incline going up? Did you say?
Oh no, the incline's not going up. It's going. It's sort of the cavern is sort of spiraling outward.
Okay. Huh.
So yeah, after a bit of time, Matthias, you see that there is an opening. You can kind of see, it's kind of hard to see out because it's bright out there, but it's definitely, outside.
You
Yay,
should
we
use
made
your
it.
athletic skills, man. You should get out there.
Is that
Yeah.
on the same elevation of us or higher up?
It's the same elevation.
Okay.
Just watch for traps, please.
I'm gonna put on some sunglasses and walk outside.
Okie doke. Yeah, you walk outside. You're in sort of a courtyard, sort of a yard area.
Oh.
There is there's a set of walls. There's sort of a like a gatehouse sort of thing. It's all black Nara.
Hmm.
And there's it's hard to there's sort of like barriers in kind of in a staggered way, like, so there's not like there's walls, but there's not like a straight line from the gatehouse to the cave mouth. It's like it's forcing you to go back and forth.
Hmm. Like switchbacks.
Yeah, switchbacks. Yeah, there are a couple multiple ways of getting through, but there's no straight way.
Okay.
So Matthias, what you doing?
Is it safe to come out?
Sure.
Okay, we're all coming out.
Any more skellies?
I'm on my second pipe now.
How's your hand feeling?
Oh, better. It feels much better.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Like, Matthias, where are you headed?
What do you think, Garrett?
Oh, I'm letting you take this one. I get myself in trouble all the time. So,
As you can
Sounds like a
claim.
great-
where do you want to go?
So what direction did we come out on?
It's kind of hard to tell because you spiraled around quite a bit. I
Does
mean,
it
kind of,
feel-
you think you did it almost a full circle.
Okay. So northish.
Northish, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
north, south, east, west is kind of arbitrary in ages, but
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you should think about where you want to go, but maybe survey the area or I will, one of the two. But you can definitely do it.
What's your survey level?
3.
Mine too.
Mine's 1.
Yeah.
Why
I'll
don't
just-
we all survey at once and then and get like a bonus or whatever here? Like we
We can each look in a different direction.
yeah.
there's not a lot to see here, so I'm not going to have you do a bunch of rolls.
Oh,
Okay.
So they'll just kind of say, like, okay, you took a look around. It's there's not there's nothing hidden, that sort of thing. So we don't need to bother with rolls if it's not going to be interesting.
So wait,
Okay.
you said there was a gate?
Yeah,
There's sort of a gatehouse on the other side.
yeah, we got to go to the gatehouse. That's where we have to go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. You go to the gatehouse when there's a it's relatively tall. It's about 2 stories. It kind of intersects with the wall. The wall is about 7 to 8 feet. So you can't really see what's beyond it from this angle. You can, I mean, looking up the sky. The sky is clear. It looks nice. It's blue, so that's familiar.
Matthias, I think you got a tool that might help you climb up this wall and look on the other side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or do you have athletic skill? I'll help you get on my shoulders and you can get over.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, okie doke. Let's go ahead and we'll do a roll for it. What's your athletics?
4.
Okie doke.
Sweet.
You got a -1 on that one, but so you managed to just kind of scramble up. Kind of get some hold on it, kind of scramble it up and that sort of thing. Wait, actually, you have a stunt involved that might be useful here, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I have a hardcore parkour. It's a +2 to overcome action athletics if I'm in a chase across rooftops or a similar precarious environment.
Yeah, you parkoured right up that thing.
Yeah, okay, so that's at the +2, so you'll
Just run straight up the wall.
Ha ha ha, like those guys on YouTube where doing the back and forth thing on the walls or thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to the top, and you can see that you get a very good view of the whole area where you are. You're on a small island. Behind you is a rather large mound of earth. Obviously not. I mean, it doesn't really look natural, but it's been there for a long time. So there's, it's got grass all over it and that sort of thing that you've emerged from. You're inside an island in the middle of a kind of a really big lake. And then there is along the outside of the lake on to the north. There are ramparts, large. Someone has built like sort of large earth mounds up high, very hard, very vertical, and have placed like big pointed sticks, in the side to kind of pointing outwards, like spikes and such.
A prison.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This is the prison age or a prison age, and they're working on it. So I mean,
and it kind of the wall goes kind of along the side of the lake, so that all the spikes and everything are pointing towards the lake.
Yeah.
And pointing towards you.
Towards the island. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I feel well. Thank you for relaying that back to us on the down here. By the way.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
Is there any way that you can help us get through the gatehouse, or what do you want to do there?
Can you scout around and? Well, is the gatehouse open?
No, the gatehouse is not open.
Okay. So can you
doors
get in
and windows?
It has doors and windows on the other side that you can get to.
Ooh.
So you can scramble down the other side of the wall.
So we're on the outside.
He is Matthias is on the top. You guys are on the inside.
Okay. I got you. So he's on the lake side.
So he would have to jump down and open up the doors for us to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Or get out.
Okay. So you scramble down, and the door on the other side is also closed and it's locked. It has no handles, but there's a window, and you figure that you can probably scramble up there and get in through the window. Parkour.
Yep.
Inside the gatehouse is it looks like so kind of the remnants of some old furniture. The knee furniture, there's a lot of stone, so it's kind of crumbled. And there's some remnants of the old fabric, and there's a book. And then you can figure out kind of how to force the doors open from the inside.
Oh, good. So are you opening the door for us?
Yeah, I'll try and force it open.
It'd be a short adventure if you didn't.
No, I'm just gonna leave you guys there.
Yeah.
Right.
Bartlett, what are you feeling? What do you want to do?
I want to check out this book.
Okay.
Okie doke. So, first thing I'm gonna tell you is for us to have, it looks like a Denis linking book just on the outside. It's got that sort of size and cover. It seems to have sort of a layer of almost like a webbing, but not quite. Like it's like it's sort of covered in mold.
Oh.
Kind of around it. It's very tough. It's like fibrous.
Wait. Don't touch it without gloves. Do not. I don't know what the lichen does to skin here, guys. So just be careful. Good thing Bartlett has gloves.
Yeah. Okay, Bartlett, what you up to with this?
Well, so I want to put my gloves on and I want to pick up the book and open it. I don't necessarily want to touch any panels. I just want to open it and check it out.
Okie doke. That's it. It kind of takes a bit to come apart. But the cover does come apart. It breaks this sort of film around it. And the book inside is blank.
Oh.
There's lots of dust in it. It's very dusty. It's sort of you blow on it. But it's complete. It's blank on the inside entirely.
I'll take that from you. Put
Okay.
that in my package. Yeah, it belongs in a museum. So
Let him put it in your backpack since he has gloves on. Like,
Okay.
do you have bags for all this stuff here?
yeah,
Like,
I actually
Matthias probably would.
I have
Yeah,
a special piece of dummy
whoever
equipment
has-
at some point here. So I'll
whoever
bring
has
it
their
up.
forensic bags, use them because I don't want this stuff getting on us and
Mhm.
yeah. I don't want you getting some weird fungal thing.
Yeah. So I'm looking around. Do we see any animal thing
Or
like
insects.
insect things? Because it feels like this is almost maybe spider-like. I don't know.
You don't really see anything like that.
Okay.
It's like this room doesn't look like it's been disturbed for a very long time.
Okay.
The gatehouse, but why would there be a blank linking book unless hey, you've got matches. Did you want to see if there's invisible ink? Just saying, like we've seen that before in other books.
Yeah. Let me research this book a little bit
Actually, you are very much sort of, you don't like to sit in your hands. You don't want to read, it'll take time to look it up and that sort of thing. You're just like, oh, why? I could just take, I could just take a match and it'll just see what, wave it
Yeah.
there.
more. Okay.
So this is a compel. So if you want to run with it, you can get a fate point.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's run the compel.
Okay, if you don't want to, I'm willing to take it.
No, it's all good. So I would
Okay,
get
so
a fate point if
You're
if-
you're kind of flipping through the books. It's like oh, okay, let's get the thing. Kind of runs it over there. It gets that sort of smoky look that when you kind of get the thing close to it, and nothing seem it doesn't. There's no pattern that seems to arise or anything like that. But it does catch on fire.
Oh no!
well,
no.
And
now it does not belong in a museum. No longer.
so yeah, the pages are burning.
Okay.
Well, doesn't he close it and put it out?
You gonna do that?
I throw it on the floor. I let it burn.
All right.
Oops.
Bartlett, Matthias, Katie, are you guys doing anything?
Stamp on it to make sure it stays out.
Yeah, you can get it out.
Did you burn your poor hands? Or are you okay?
His hands seem to be okay from the burning.
I feel bad. Okay. Thank goodness you didn't burn your already hurt hand.
Well, we lost the book.
All right.
Robert's not going to be happy about that, so don't tell him. Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't want us destroying Dunny culture. Okay.
Can I do a notice for this room to see if there's anything else worth noticing?
I'm not gonna make you roll. There really isn't.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go the other way, guys. Let's get out of here.
Heading
So
outside
yeah, heading outside
Sure.
toward the lake.
towards the lake.
Okay, doke. So we're gonna do kind of a special sort of scene here called an investigation.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did I hit my?
No,
No.
no,
you're-
I'm just
he's just
scared.
nervous.
Oh, it's an in character. Okay.
Your tone changes. I'm like, oh,
We're gonna
no.
do a special scene called an investigation.
Okay.
It's another one of the ones where you guys all choose a skill that you're gonna use to kind of check the area out.
Okay.
Notice.
Surveying.
Survey.
I would like to use my experiment, but I can't think of any specific experiments off the top of my head.
Do you have any gear that you might be able to use, like setup, or maybe borrow some gear from Matthias? Is like, hey, do you happen to have a I need think of it kind of as a MacGyver sort of thing. Do you have some butane and a lighter and a couple strips of film, some old film strip, that sort of thing?
Do you have a pH testing kit, like a water
go.
testing kit? You know how
There you
some
go.
people bring water. Maybe we should
Okay.
test the water part.
Yeah, I would like to do an experiment on the water. Make sure make sure it's actually water for one, and two, if there's anything else in there that could be
Yeah.
harmful.
Sure. And Matthias, you said you were doing surveying.
I'm
Or-
actually gonna also take out binoculars and do some surveying.
Oh,
Okay, awesome.
smart.
Awesome. Okie doke. So, Ryan, you got a -1 roll,
Yeah, my
so
surveying is 3, so
that's a 2. Matthias, you got a +1. So what was your surveying?
3.
3. You got a 0, Katie, and that was your notice was
4.
4. Hey. And what's your experiment again?
4.
Okie doke.
Woo!
And you got a +3. So
I found all the things ever.
okay. So what we're in an investigation, you do what's called each person gets a discover action. It's a specific type of action in Unwritten. And what it is that the difficulty on this is 3. So if you got 3, if you got 3, you get to ask a question.
Cool.
If you got higher than 3, you get to ask a question for each number you got higher than 3. So those of you who got 3s, you get 1 question. You can ask sort of about one sort of deep question about the things you're looking at, and not just like is something there. It's something where you can kind of ask I'm looking at the area around me, and what do I
Yeah.
ask a deep question that something that you would normally have to think of, like, oh, I'd have to figure this out or something.
I'm gonna go last because I have 4 questions.
Well, you got a 4 total.
No, I got a 7 total.
The +3 was for Bartlett, if I remember correctly.
yes.
Oh,
And you got a 0.
oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So you get your 2, but okay. Now
Get 1.
Bartlett gets something special here, because he not only gets 4 questions, but he excelled once again. He was a 3 above. So you get your questions, but you also get the option of a hint, which is pretty much where you can say to me, tell me important stuff.
Do I get any questions? I can't remember if I
You get
got
1 because you tied.
So
But-
I just have a question. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was going to say, but for Jeremiah, you have a hint, and you can kind of save that for the rest of the scene. If you don't use it for some reason, you get a fate point for not using it. But if you need to use it, and you're like, okay, I just want to know, what should I be looking at? That's what you can do. That's what you can spend your hint on.
Okay.
So, sorry, Ryan, what you were saying?
First off, I have to ask: have I received any? Have I received my DRC encyclopedia yet?
Yeah.
Okay. That finally came through. Okay. So the question here, though, would be: do I see anything that would look like I could take it across the lake?
There's nothing here at the moment that you can see you could take across the lake.
Okay.
That's not your question, by the way. That's too easy.
Oh, that's too easy. Okay.
Well, I mean, like, do I see anything I can take across the lake? You look around. But from a surveying perspective, you can ask, sort of more,
Okay.
like I said, a sort of deep question, in terms of a question that gives you a good chunk of information. And anybody can, you've got these questions, and you can kind of use them as we talk and we do things for the scene. So you sort of have a bank of questions, like you've got 1, and you've got 1, you've got 2, and you've got 4, and you've got your hint. As you do things, you can go, hey, can I use a question, sort of thing. Okay, so you're standing out there. You see the ramparts with the big spikes. They're all kind of focused towards you. So what are you guys doing? What you looking at? What you trying?
I want to think that I might have more access to hidden DRC encyclopedia things than Robert even had. He knew a little bit, but he might not know the in-depth stuff that I was able to get. Can I use a fate point to help my roll?
I mean, so you're kind of positing a new detail, right?
Yeah.
You can spend a fate point to get that to make that detail happen.
Okay, that's what I
So
want
you
to.
spin a fate point, and you kind of say, hey, I got a really good copy of this stuff.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. So I'd like that to happen so that I do a little research on this age again, just the name, and I get a little bit more information.
okay. What sort of information are you looking for? And this will be your question.
Okay, this is my question. My question is, um, okay, uh, who is the king that determined to write this age?
Oh, wow.
Who's the king? Okay,
Mhm.
well, this isn't. This age is relatively new, so it wouldn't have been a king
Oh,
because
okay.
the kings were way back.
Mhm.
But this age was uh, was it was commissioned by the maintainers specifically as an age for actually for imprisoning rogue members of the Guild of Writers.
Okay.
What for imprisoning rogue members? Okay.
Yes.
So people who would write books against the guild's permission.
So the book we saw could have been one like a blank book they had confiscated from somebody on their way into prison.
Mhm.
I'm trying to feel less guilty about setting it on fire.
Or something on the line. It could have been contraband too. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. That
a
Yeah.
guard was
trying to get in
trying to give it to a
trying to get
writer. You know what I mean?
exit.
Or
Yeah.
So, okay. Matthias, are you doing anything specific? Is there something specific you're looking for?
Not in particular. Just kind of looking around at the surroundings, like far away, over at the spikes. Just trying to figure out exactly what's going on with this age.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. Is there anything, like I said, is there anything that you're wondering, in terms of, like you said you were surveying, you were looking at the area. You're also really good at high athletics, so you'd be able to kind of understand, like who, you know, things like, could a person make it across, across this lake without, you know, safely, or could they, how far could they jump across it? Things like that. I mean, is there anything along those lines that you're curious about?
Did he test the water? Like,
yeah,
to see,
that's what I was wondering. Bartlett, did you find out if this is water?
like if
You wanna-
it's salinity, or like what kind, if it's acid, if it's
Yeah.
Yeah. So
potable.
You can use a question for that. Ask.
Oh, okay.
He's got 4.
okay.
I thought he used something in the kit bag that tested the water.
Well, yeah, he did get something from. If I remember, they were talking about that.
Right.
So yeah, that's what gave me the role initially. But
Yeah.
then I was running an experiment, but we never got like the results of the experiment. We just
Right.
went over the numbers.
You were experimenting as part of an investigation scene. Your experiments give you answers to questions.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these questions, are the things that you have, the answers you figured out as part of your experiment.
Okay, so-
And it's experimenting in general. Like, oh, okay, well, here's a pH thing. Here's
Okay.
So yeah,
Is this clean, drinkable, life-sustaining water in this lake?
This is relative. This is relatively potable water. It's the sort of thing that you might find, like on a mountain stream or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of there's a little bit of organic matter in it that's honestly akin to like sewage, I guess you could say. People have been dumping refuse in the river,
Oh,
but not a huge amount.
cool. That's what
that's one of your
gives it
questions.
that beautiful glow. Isn't that
Okay.
a true story, Ryan?
Hmm?
Isn't the lake in Kavir, doesn't it glow because it was sewage? Did I?
Radioactive.
algae.
Algae.
Oh, algae.
Yes.
All right.
So okay, so Katie's got a question. Matthias has a question left, and
oh yeah.
Bartlett has 3
3 more.
left.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing?
I open up my pipe again and I smoke another one.
Yeah, I'm stumped. Like I'm just looking. Okay, I'm gonna look around. Is there a path anywhere nearby? Like, can I see if this was a prison, people had to get here somewhere, and if there's no boat here, is there any other way they would have come and gone from this area?
It actually looks like no one has come and gone for this area for a while, and I mean, there's no path. There's no kind of place for it. Looks like no one's actually come here for quite a while.
Okay, but no path, no road, nothing lit, no little wall, no.
Nope. You kind of get the impression that people weren't supposed to come here.
Sure, but if they brought prisoners here,
Somebody needs to ask if we can swim across the lake.
like, okay, so guys, if they threw
I mean,
people
Matthias could figure that out.
Can we swim across the lake?
Yeah, I mean, you think that anybody in reasonable health can make it across the lake, no problem, and
I have one hurt hand.
yeah, one hurt hand. That's going to cause a problem.
Yes, that is.
Is that with his hurt hand, I mean, the water is the water is not static, but it's not like fast. But yeah, with his hurt hand, he's not gonna. Jurg's gonna have some problems getting across without help. The rest of everybody you think will be okay. And then you get over to the ramparts. The rampart's going to be a pain to get over because they're built not to get over.
Okay.
Matthias, do you have a inflatable raft in your kit bag?
I don't know. Do I?
Inflatable raft might be a bit much for
Right.
a kit bag.
Water.
You might have like an inner tube, like a tire repair kit, So
Or
So I have a high athletic skill. Can Jurg just like hang on to me as I swim across?
Well, I'm worried. Like, I'm worried about getting everything wet, shorting out the key, getting the books, our Relto books wet, like my journals.
Oh, hold on, Matthias, you were asking about taking him across.
Yeah.
You could probably take him across, but yeah, like Katie points out, there's there's all the equipment and such. You've got you've got this equipment. You're going to have to leave it, or you're going to have to figure out some way to take it across. You figure that Matthias, you figure that you can you could help. You could take a bunch of stuff, or you could help Jurg across, but not both.
Jeremiah, you have any more questions? You have 3 of them, right?
I do, but
Does anyone have a crafting skill? That's really good.
A what?
Any of you guys have like high crafting?
So I have a DIY skill.
I only have a +1 craft.
My aspect is DIY, but I swapped out crafting for med.
No, you're pretty good. You have done a lot of DIY stuff in the past. You may not be the you're not somebody who's going to be able to like, whip up a raft or something like that,
right.
out of nothing. But you're okay, and you can probably figure out something.
So wait, did I use my notice roll because I saw that and I want to see if there's I want to use my +2 stud to notice when things have been purposefully hidden because maybe somebody hid a boat or a bridge lever or some
There
way.
is nothing purposely hidden right at the moment, so you don't have to worry about that one.
Okay.
So sounds like you guys kind of you're going to try to get across. You got to get Jurg across somehow, and your stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll sit here. I'm fine. I'll smoke my pipe, and you guys go across and try to get up there. And then, if you find something, bring it back to me.
Wow, I don't like that.
Well, no one's coming through here, so we could leave our stuff.
Well, if he's there to guard it, yeah, then that would make the swimming across a lot easier. I hate separating though.
I don't mind taking it. It'd be safer to leave our stuff anyways, probably.
So, okay, I have a lore question for you. When a prison age was created, was
Mhm.
the idea that somebody was tossed into through the linking book, they would have ended up where we started, and then they would have supposedly been trapped in that dome, correct?
Mm,
Like, isn't that how they worked, or am I misremembering that?
Well, remember also, it wasn't finished. It wasn't quite in use yet. So
Right. So they were just writing it, but there was a rich guy there, maybe he was there just for inspection before he kicked it outside the door there, but something hinky's going on.
I think that person. I actually think that dome was actually a failsafe. So
Okay.
basically, it was locked, and so the person on the outside was actually trying to get in so that they could link away. Um,
Right.
because we know that they were a part of a very important guild,
Right.
and they had the jewelry for such. So
Right.
I'm assuming that that person actually was one of these writers that
The
these
rogue riders.
yeah.
Yeah, because we saw the maintainer stamp in the shelf. Okay, well, I think the best idea so far has been Ryan or Jurg staying back while we just get across quickly to see whether it's even worth it. Like, I'd hate to bring them all the way over and then we're just like, there's nothing over here. Let's go back.
Let's do that.
Okay. So it's been a little bit, so we're going to take a break.
Okay.
And like 15 minutes, so you guys can, people can get drinks, bio break, that sort of thing. And see, it is, yeah, well, it'll be about 15 minutes from now. And for people on the stream, you'll get the little, we're taking a break thing, and we'll be back.
Woo!
Yeah,
And
no.
are we on?
Bathrooms, etc.
Yeah, are we there yet?
Are we clear?
Oh, I don't know if we're clear or not.
There we go. There we go. Okay, we're clear.
We're clear. Okay. Woo!
Hey, how are we doing?
I think I mean, okay. First question: are you having fun?
Oh yeah.
No way. There's no fun in games. You know that.
If you're having fun, we're doing All my mutes are off. Hello.
Okay,
Hello,
we'll start over.
Yay!
Can you guys hear us now?
Sounds
Okay.
great. So, everybody, welcome
Yep.
back. Hope you had a good break.
Thank you.
We're ready to move on here. We've got everybody is on the island in the middle of the lake, across from the ramparts. It's the spiky bits. Unfortunately, it's going to be difficult to get Jurg across because Jurg can't swim by himself because he's hurt his hand, poking his hand right in places where it probably shouldn't have been. But he's gonna hang back with the equipment while Matthias and Bartlett and Katie swim across or figure out some other way across and find out what's going on with those encampments over there.
So before we, chuck all our backpacks off and swim across, I have a couple. I don't know if I can ask this, but just looking around, are the spikes on where we are?
No, they're on the other side. On the other side, so it's like
And
on the shore. Someone has built
Okay.
essentially ramparts and encampment and earthworks to keep
Okay.
people out. Ugh.
And how, looking at the lake, does it seem like it's super deep, or like can we wade across? Has anybody thought to test how deep it is?
I mean, probably the best person to figure that out would probably be Matthias.
Okay.
But I mean, it's yeah. I mean, Matthias, you think it's probably pretty deep. And so it's not like a wade across. It's it's a swim across sort of thing.
Yeah,
Or
I guess that wouldn't be good for a prison island or a prison age.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thanks. It was just some thoughts I had while I was off having a bio.
no problem.
Okay. You okay, Jurg?
Yeah, I'm fine here. I'll probably just walk around and look for berries and
Don't eat
maybe
all the granola bars.
look for animals. The only thing before you guys swim off, I know that you guys are going to get to the other side, and you're going to realize that the rampart is so high. Now, if I remember, Matthias, you had a grappling hook or something like that,
And I broke.
You did.
and I wonder if you should figure out a way to waterproof it and make sure that you take it with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna hurt it very much to get wet.
Okay, so
And I've got rope. I'll bring that.
okay, you should
Okay.
take something with you. Is what I'm saying. Is like don't take all your equipment with me. Sadly, I don't know if you ought to keep your leather gloves here, Bartlett.
I think they can get wet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem.
Okay.
They're pretty tough. They're all weather.
How long is it going to take us to swim across?
It's not going to take very long, and
Right.
we're not going to, unless Jurg is doing something while things are swimming across, we'll just, fast forward to the other side.
And can he still see us once we're across? Like we can smoke?
Oh yeah,
through
he
him?
can still see you. Yeah.
And we can communicate on the key.
Yep. I mean, you're probably a little bit out of, it'd be kind of hard to shout. I mean, you probably could, hey, but you wouldn't be very efficient.
Okay.
But we got our keys. We're good.
Yeah, we got the keys. Okay. Okay.
And that has the walkie-talkie version, right? That's the key 3.0, right? So like we can talk right into it. Okay.
Yeah, if you like, yeah.
Isn't that
I'll leave
redundant?
your binoculars.
What was
You're
that?
gonna leave Jurg's binoculars? Oh, great idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jurg's over there.
Oh.
Oh, not
I'm gonna use my
one hand
athletics
because he
to,
can't
oh,
hold
yeah.
anything with the other hand.
Aw. You're never gonna live that down, by the way.
Okay, so you guys are swimming over. And one thing I'll say is that while you're waiting there, you're watching there, Jurg, there's a weird smell in the air, and it's not your pipe.
Mm.
Oh,
I
no.
started
It
to
smells
worry
kind of
about-
weird, kind of musty.
Oh
I'm
no.
worried about this personally. I was thinking I was going to walk around and see if there's anything else around here. Survival. I have a survival skill of 2. Can I roll just to see if there's anything around here that I should be aware of?
Yeah, give it a roll. Let's do a roll here. What's your survival at?
2.
+3, so that's a 5 total. This is not a really hard thing. There's nothing immediately that seems dangerous at all. Nothing like there are no animals that isn't that. Nothing that looks like poisonous plants or anything. The smell doesn't seem like anything. It's not. It doesn't smell like a dangerous smell. It just smells like mothballs sort of thing.
Okay.
Like it's musty and
Must, yep.
It's probably that mold cobwebby stuff that was all over the book. I bet there's more of that somewhere.
Don't smoke it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't. Whatever you do, don't stick it in pipe. Okay. So now, while you're doing that, okay, so you guys have gotten across. You get on the shore. For that. Okay, and from the rampart, you hear "Ota." Cylinder.
No. Wait, that's your.
No.
Nope.
No, it's somebody on the other side of the rampart. He says.
I'm the done.
No.
Angatan. Cylinder angatan.
But Jurg is the one that speaks Dunny. So can I walkie-talkie Jurg on my key to and see if he can hear and translate what that person's saying?
Sure.
Thanks. Hey Jurg,
Cylinder angatan.
can you hear that, Jurg?
Yeah, I got a research skill of 4. Let's do a roll to see if I know the translation.
Okie doke. -2.
Ooh.
I will get you to know that you're pretty sure it's not Denis.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't sound any, so it's probably a
Done.
Okay, well, I have rapport and empathy, so greetings, hello, and hands up, guys. Like, show them that we come in peace.
Okay, we'll do
Can you do a roll for that?
My empathy is 3, and my rapport is 2, and my will is 2.
This would be rapport. You're kind of like
Yeah.
hi,
Three.
So we do a quick roll here.
3.
So roll to 0. Oh, your rapport is 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so rapport is 3. So you're like hi, hi. We come in peace.
Hi.
We're done. Yeah. The guy, you can see someone pops up. Their head pops up over the rampart. It's a kind of a relatively tall guy. Definitely has been in the sun for a long time. Matthias, you can look at him and go like that. That's a guy who's been working out. He's been doing a lot of stuff. This is not somebody who sits around. And he's got a club.
A club, okay.
And it's like, Deda. He points. Deda. Katan. Deda.
We don't have any weapons. He's telling us to put our weapons on the ground, I think.
We have the hook, the grappling hook, though. Which
we have the grappling hook. So just show him whatever we have that could be construed as wanting to hurt him, because we don't. So can you just like lay your grappling hook on the ground, and he can see that Bartlett and I don't have anything else, right? That's what I think he's saying.
I do that.
Okay.
Okay, so you put like, hey,
Yeah.
look here, grab. Very conspicuously put it down.
Putting
like,
him down.
Done.
He's
Taragan.
saying
You hear you hear another voice is get it gun. Get down to that.
Yeah. His boss.
No,
We're okay.
So he's kind of like down. Ina.
Okay. Come on. Yeah.
Don't. Galan.
Oh boy.
Put your hands behind your back so
Well,
that we
he's
can bring you in.
coming down
Oh,
there. He's going to put our
Elon.
hands behind our back.
You guys need to put your hands behind your back so that someone will come down.
Do we
take you.
feel good about being in prison here? That's what I want to know.
I
Because
do, right. I'm over on the island.
if he hasn't gotten the memo that that we don't need to be in prison, this could go horribly wrong. But if we don't comply, they might shoot us with poison darts. So, what do you guys think?
If they wanted to sneak attack us, I think they probably could have did already. So I think we should play along for now.
Okay, I'm okay with that, Mateus.
Mike? Uh-oh, he's thinking.
I know.
Probably don't want to fight.
Yeah, I do have a provoke skill. I'm almost curious. I don't think we should use it right yet, but I'm curious on how they would respond to that.
Provoke is a skill for being able to. It's sort of like it's sort of the fist to Rapport's velvet glove. You can intimidate. You can provoke people getting angry. Provoke fear, that sort of thing. So it's sort of think of it as sort of for like the for investigators, sort of the the thing you pull out when you were trying to get them get somebody to talk.
Why don't you put fear into them, Jeremiah?
Do you guys think we should? Or...
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I don't think yet either.
Okay.
So, Adon. Adon?
So
yeah, sure. I'm gonna put
behind your back.
But
Yeah.
does he have?
That call it. Shut up. Shit.
Does he have translating ability?
No.
Not this.
Adon.
Okay.
This is nothing I could...
And he pops that down. There's a bit of a pause. You guys may do anything, or are you just waiting?
I have my hands behind my back.
I think I'm just waiting.
Right. Where's everybody's hands?
Mine are
Like on my hips.
Okay. Okay.
You can come down.
So, there's some stuff on top of the the rampart there. Like someone has pushed up some boards and such. They pull those down.
Okay.
And the guy you were talking to scrambles through the opening and sort of like scrambles down the rampart. A couple other people come with him. One woman, another man, and they kind of scramble down to the bottom. So there's three, and they're wearing textiles, obviously, woven textiles, something that looks like, bits of, clothing that, look like something that was made of some sort of leather sort of thing. The guy that you were talking to is noticeably taller than the other two.
Okay.
Now, I'm looking at you guys, by the way, in my binoculars while this is going on, and I'm keeping my key open for anything that you're saying, so I'm hearing it too, okay?
Okay, good. I like that.
Okay.
So they walk up and...
3-on-3 so far,
the main guy, the taller one, puts his hands up like this and walks towards you slowly. He's like... he says, down. Karat.
Katie. Hi, Kara. Hi, Kara.
Bartlett.
Well,
Matthias. Bartlett.
Kati.
Kara.
Kete. Daran.
Tehran.
Daran.
Darren.
Daran.
Tehran. Hey, I like that group.
Ato, Ato,
Uh-huh.
Ato, Celadon. He's pointing over your shoulders at the island.
Yep.
At
Yep.
Celadon Lena.
Yerg.
Celadon Lena.
Yerg. So
Yerg.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go 1, point to Bartlett 2, point to Maddie 3, and then I'm gonna say Yerg 4, so that he knows there's one on the island.
Yerg.
Yerg.
Yerg. Yerg. Yerg. Yerg.
Yeah.
Celadon.
That has to be the
Edo.
spell. The prison.
Celadon.
Might be
Lena.
the
Lena. Celadon.
Okay. So we're on Latahi. Would he know that name? Latahi?
No, it doesn't look like
Latani?
it.
Latahi?
Latahi?
Latahi.
Yeah. Latahi?
Latahi.
Yeah.
So
That's where we are. Okay. That's all I know.
Latahi. One thing you notice is as he's doing this, you realize that he has on his left hand a tattoo on the back of his hand. That's the maintainer symbol.
Oh.
Lahi. Lahi.
Wait, what do we have in all our papers? Do we have something that has the maintainer symbol on it that we can show him so he knows? That
No, you left all your stuff back with me.
But
Well, you got your key.
yeah, let's show him the maintainer symbol on the key.
Okay, so you just got to
Look, maintainer, and I'm going to point to his hand and point to my key.
Okay.
Bardon.
Yeah. That's our
Batelti.
sure.
Batelti.
Sure.
Batelti.
Danny?
Got it. You hear from over the wall. Oh! Batelti. Batelti. The god. God on the Batelti. Dodo. Batelti. Dodo Batelti. To the Celadon.
Oh, okay. We have to get him from the island because if he stays on the prison island too long, that smell's gonna choke him out and he's gonna pass out. And that's what killed the guard at the door. So we have to get Yurg from the island. So now I'm gonna ask him if he's got a boat.
Oh.
Boat. So we can go get Yurg 4. We need to bring the 4th one here. Boat. Water. Boat. I'm
Got
gonna put my hand on the water, like, you know.
Got
Gotta get Yurg. Yeah.
Swim.
But do you have a boat?
No. Ada. Ada.
Bad hand.
I only swim.
Ada.
Okay.
Celadon.
I'll get on my key and ask
Egon.
you.
Egon.
I'm listening to this over my key. And Katie, ask them if they can come swim and get me.
Well, I can do that too. Because I've got in my med kit, I just realized I've got one of those donut-y things that you put on sucking open wounds that I could put around your arm so that arm would float. You want to use that? Would that help?
Oh.
I'm gonna have to swim back to get it. How much crap is over there? Like, do we all have to swim back?
Well, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, his back, he's got a pack. And,
You got a pack, and you've got the respirators.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, grab
We
stuff.
need to get them, though.
Like, okay, here's a question:
any
Did you
friends
bring your Relto books across with you?
Katie's the only one that has a Relto book.
I
Okay.
brought.
Did you bring
mine.
your Relto book with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Well, what am I doing? I just can go right back to Relto.
Wait. Am I going to Relto and then running back to the Nexus and coming back here that way?
No, because we can't come back this way, but Oh man, this is hard. Okay.
No, if I go to Relto, I can get to the Nexus, and if I get to the
Hold on.
Nexus,
No, you don't have a Nexus. You don't have a link.
Got him,
Remember,
got
it didn't work.
Got him.
oh, that's no, but I could go back to Dunny and link from there, from Kabir.
But then we'd have to walk. What? We'd still be trapped on the island.
Yeah. But V said, "Do you have your Relto book?" So something's cooking.
So why don't you ask them if they have a?
They have a linking book.
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys have a linking book? I'm going to show them my Kabir book, and I'm going to point to Jurg and say,
Your Kavir book?
No, not Kavir.
my Relto book, and just like, hey, you know what? I've got this. Do you have a book back here? I guess.
So when you pull out your Relto book, you realize it's covered in this sort of like fibrous film.
Oh, oh, that's so, oh, it eats the books. Is it like some kind of security system for illegal
So
books?
when you pull out the book, they're like, whoa.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Hey, you trapped me.
Done.
Not cool.
Settle down. Settle down. No.
Okay.
Done.
No books here.
Okay,
Okay.
put it away.
Put books away. Okay. Huh.
They'll tell T.
Well, we got to go get
So-
Jurg. Mateus, what do you think?
I think I'll go get him, and then maybe see if I can convince one of them to swim with me to bring the stuff across. Kind of
Okay.
like beg him to be like,
Okay.
swim.
Why don't you make a Katie? Let's have you make a rapport roll.
Okay,
So
that my rapport is 2.
okay, so a +2. So you kind of get the idea across, and they seem relatively. Ano, Kala, Gedzi,
Kala's
Kala.
gonna go with you? Okay. Kala's gonna swim with you, Mateus.
Gedzi.
Oh,
And the short guy's like, yo, gotta settle down. No, settle down now.
he doesn't want to go.
No, just settle down. Gotta settle down. This guy,
Yeah, remember, we're one of your guild of maintainers. Our buddy's over there. He's a maintainer too.
okay. So yeah, after a little bit of talk back and forth, they convince him. He seems like so. Who's gonna go over there with him?
Matthias, right? You're gonna roll for athletic or something, or
This is not going to be a hard thing for
It's
Mateus to get over there with him. You know?
Cool. Thanks, Mateus. Sorry we left all our crap over there.
Yeah, volunteered. So you're gonna swim over there with him, Mateus?
Oh, I thought he said he was. Sorry.
Blake, you here? Uh-oh.
Blake, can
Blake,
you
did
hear
you
us?
lose your sound? I'm guessing he did. Oh wait, no, there we go. I heard you.
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Sorry, that might have some problems. Yeah, I'm going over there.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, get over there. You and the guy, the shorter guy, swim on over. You know, the guy's kind of he's kind of like poking at your stuff.
Is Jurg okay? Like he hasn't been poisoned yet or anything?
You feel okay, Jurg?
Yeah, I feel fine. Everything
Yeah.
is going great.
Maybe a little too fine.
Right?
It definitely does smell kind of musty over there, though.
Yeah.
Guys,
I'm ready to get off this island because it does
Get it?
smell weird.
Get it?
Worried
Get it?
book.
No. Get on. Get on. Sell it. Get it.
Yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. Get me out of
Right.
here.
Plus, I'm worried that this fungus is eating the ink out of our books.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so
So I'm not, with his help, you can get over there. I mean, are you guys gonna try to make like a couple of runs back and forth to get your stuff, or?
I will
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
point at Jurg and have him help Jurg across, and I'll bring the stuff because I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
He
you,
seems interested, so I don't want him to run
It's gonna
out
take
with
a couple trips, just because sort of like carry,
No,
swim with one arm and.
he can bundle it all up with my rope and tow it behind him.
Yep.
He's
Oh.
strong.
So, all right. So while they're doing that, so Bartlett and Katie, you're there with these the two other people. I've got the woman there who is been very quiet so far, and the original guy who's relatively tall with the tattoo on his hand.
Harass. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, are you just gonna wait? Are you what?
No,
They're just kind of eyeing you like.
Can I run an experiment to try to learn their language?
Ooh.
That would be beyond your skills unless you were a linguist.
Okay.
If you were a linguist, then you could kind of do a little bit more there. But
Well, once I'm over there, I got lots of research.
Mhm.
Maybe I can parse something together. I bet because of the symbol, my thought is that it's old Dunny, or it's a dialect of Dunny. Maybe it's like generations past. These people have lived here now a lot longer than anybody else, so this is probably multiple generations. So my hope is, because I do know Dunny, I know how to read Dunny
That's some
anyway, that I can get a few words out of this. So,
but while
So now they're on
the
but
guy
I'm
kind
not
of holds up his hands like well, that's the
Yeah, so I'm gonna say four, me, Bartlett, Mateus, Jurg, four, and then I'm gonna say to him, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna point up. I want to know how many people are there.
Ganon.
Oh, like dozens. Okay, great. Hundreds. Cool. Yikes.
God, but that's
Yeah.
Gana,
You're
Gana,
guarding.
but that's
Yeah, guarding the prison. Okay.
Well, he's gesturing to the hands like
To the hands
he's gesturing at your hand.
at my key.
Yeah.
So he's saying Vitelti, which is maintainers.
Yeah.
Okay. Vitelti.
Ara, Zena,
Yeah.
Batelti.
Yeah.
I see you're a maintainer, is what he's
Yeah.
saying. I see you're a maintainer.
Yeah.
He held out his hand to you
Yeah.
in sort of the reaching out like like he's asking for something. Batelti, see that?
I don't want to give him my book. I'm waiting until Jurg gets here because I don't want to. Like Bartlett, do you know what he's trying to say?
He potentially wants you to give him his key, your key.
Yeah, no way.
No.
You want to look at it? Sure. Here you go.
He's like,
Look.
he kind of looks at it like he's kind of staring at it like
But also, hey, Jurg, are you doing okay crossing the water? See that we're communicating, right? Okay, now I'm gonna play music. Really freak them out. Okay? I'm putting on ABBA, Dancing Queen. Here you go.
No.
sort of They kind of like look at it.
Music. Yay.
Yeah, we'll start dancing.
Just
Is it?
having
Is
fun.
it?
See, so they know we're happy and fun and no threat. So I turn that off. But yeah, so I'm just holding it out so he can look at it as much as he wants.
So,
I guess
so you guys get over.
Yeah.
They're like, Batelti, Garan, done.
Sure. I guess we're going up
Yeah,
there.
we're gonna go up. Yes.
Walk and follow him.
Thanks for bringing our stuff over, Mateus. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
So they
Yeah.
they lead you down the rampart to where there's a place where there's a bit of an opening. There's a gate, sort of wooden gate. They open it up. There's a bunch of people over there. A lot of them with clubs, all kind of like this. And
Shora. Does that do anything?
Shora.
Shora.
Chora?
Oh.
Chora.
So everything that normally is inflection on the last syllable, maybe you should try with the first one. Shora. Shora.
Chora. Chora. Chora.
Shora.
And the people are like, Chora. Chora. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're talking back and forth amongst themselves. It's like, Chora. Delty. One thing you notice is that the people here. I mean, the guy who's leading you here. It seems to be a good head taller than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Shora.
Like he's like 6'5", 6'6".
Ooh.
You
Taller
know,
than you, Brian.
I mean, everybody else is kind of, you kind of would say, regular, surface human height.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy's, tall, but he seems to be the only one right now around.
Oh, and all the rest are shorter?
Yeah.
Do they all have tattoos, or only the tall guy?
You only see the one guy with that tattoo on his hand.
Really?
So he leads you through the crowd, and there's lots of, your kids are looking at you.
Cute.
About,
Hi, kids. Hi.
and he leads you to, and there's you can see around that there's lots of buildings and made out of stone, like the deep buildings.
Like Nara? Oh, okay.
Like these ones aren't made of Nara. They're other stones. Like there's some Darethini and the more common stones.
Okay.
But there are definitely, you see some of those there are ones that there are ones with stone doors, but then there are a bunch that don't have stone doors. There's a couple where that it looks like like half the roof got done.
No.
Got stone set, but then they've put they've put wood over the other half.
So they were
Or
definitely never finished here. So
Yeah. So they've been kind of making do for a long time, maybe.
and they lead you over to a platform, and it's sort of it's a stone platform. It's raised, and there's a sort of a cage, like a stone cage there, and in the middle of the platform is the maintainer symbol on the floor.
okay.
It says Patelti, Silaton, then again, poof. Yeah, then again, poof, poof.
It links out. It's a linking cage. It's a place where they would link, but it has a cage around it so that no one else could get out at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot like Gen's setup or what we've seen in other places before.
So Gara Ata
Mm-hmm.
he points up at he points up at the sky,
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Storm.
They're arguing back and forth.
Do we think that they've been sending people here? Like,
Oh.
do we think all the people around him were sent here as prisoners and he was the only maintainer?
No.
The warden or something?
I don't think so.
Why is he swooping in the sky like that?
Come here. Zelan. So he waves one of the little kids over, takes a stick, and kind of draws like six just 6 little marks on the ground.
Okay.
And Dora, Zera, Dora, Zera, Zera.
There's 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you told us his age. Okay, so hold on. You say that little kid is 6 years old, and so he's been there for Oh,
and he keeps going.
oh my gosh! So this guy,
There's got to, there's got to be a bunch. He's just like, huh? He points to the cage,
yeah.
and and puts a bunch more marks down.
So he's saying there are a lot of cages. Sorry, I can't always see what your arms are doing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
You're
he
okay.
goes. He points to the 6 marks, points at the kid,
So he's
points to
sick,
points to a bunch of marks, points at himself,
right?
points to the cage, makes a bunch more marks, and just
So
keeps making.
he's telling us how long the cage has been there.
Or
You're
how long
muted.
it's,
You're
since
muted,
it's been
Ryan.
used.
Sorry, the cage has always been here. Is what I'm taking out of that. Is just like he's been here for only so long. The kid is only 6 years, but
Right.
the cage has always been here. It's
How many marks does he make for the cage?
He just makes a bunch. He's just, he's obviously doing, going like he's
Okay, so yeah, you're right. You're right. That's what it sounds like. Okay.
So I mean, they've. It's almost like, how do I put it? The maintainer symbol and what that is almost to me feels like it's become religious in a sense that like they look at it as some sort of an idol. Like that's where.
But also, if nobody has come since in all that time since the last time someone came through, seeing us would be like, like a holy shit moment, right?
Yeah.
Pardon my Denny.
Yeah.
Because if they've been waiting to see somebody appear in that cage, like we went in where the maintainers, like we linked in the prison. So Ryan, that cage where that is, like, how does that work? Is that where they would send people out?
No, I think that's where they would send them in.
So if the prison age was working, it would have been in there.
Yep.
Then where did we link into? Why didn't we link in there?
Oh no, wait. Sorry. I think the island itself is the prison. Okay.
Okay.
So where we linked into the prison.
Right.
In now I don't know that
Is where if they had to banish somebody, that would just send them into the dome.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why you had a
So this could have been where the trial was or whatever, right?
well, there was a big courtyard. There was the gatehouse.
Yeah.
I think you would have to have somebody to take you to the courtyard, but I don't know. Like, obviously there was guards around here, so maybe this man was a descendant of one of the maintainers who was here.
Yeah, and now they're just stuck there, right? So
What the cage in the middle though doesn't make a lot of sense to me, unless it's a linking out point. And he has a book, but I don't know.
He seemed upset when I showed him my Relto book, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want him to. Yeah.
Matthias, Bartlett, anything?
Could be you link in, and then there's the spiral path, and you're on the island. There's the poison fog or air or something on that island. So it's kind of like an antechamber, like a 2-stage security system. Maybe they ferry them across the lake, and then I have no idea. Maybe there's like a secondary place where they're supposed to live out their days, but it's like a multi-staged security system. Like you got the poison air that'll kill you if you like suffocate you, and then there's the lake, and then there's the closed off like dome room antechamber, like where you would link in and out.
Well, this area that we're in right now definitely wasn't finished. We know that. We know the whole age wasn't finished. So part of me is like, okay, well, what are we doing here? Like, our goal in the end here is just to get back, right?
They're done.
Uh-oh. What does he smell? Is it your aftershave? You're muted. You're muted. Ryan, you're muted.
I said it's my pipe. I'm giving him my pipe.
Yeah.
It's a pipe. Yep. Pass
You
it
hand the
around.
pipe?
Yes.
No. No, sorry. Ata. Ata. Ata.
I don't know. I don't know.
Celadon.
Oh no. Did we brought the
Celadon.
island over?
Oh, the fog's coming in?
Prison? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. If you take a sniff, then yeah, the you smell. It smells very musty here. All of a sudden. Well, not all of a sudden, but you kind of realize, oh, like it's kind of musty now.
And it wasn't when we first got there.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
as much.
Same with back at the gatehouse. Like
Got on.
something's triggering
Got
it.
on.
Is
Got
it because you touched the book? Is it on your
Got
glove?
on.
What? What's he saying?
Got on.
Your gloves. Your gloves. It's your
No,
gloves.
got it.
Or
Got on.
Ryan's
Got
hurt
on.
hand.
Book?
Got
no.
on. Got on.
Wrap the book.
It's on the book. All of our books now have this musky stuff on them.
Or I think
So
or no, wrap the book. Wrap the book up in something.
So that's the problem. If we have this, if this is part of the prison, if this was baked in to make sure people couldn't write books from the prison age, if this mold is kind of like a debilitating mold for the books, we're going to be pooched.
well, and how are we going to get back?
Yeah, but in the meantime, what he's saying is he's saying wrap up the book. So
Yeah.
so what I
them.
want to do is grab them all and take them to Relto and save them, because God, goodness knows I don't know what kind of life they have here, but how do we communicate that with them? Like, can I ask if you want to stay? Like, I want to point to all the people and say stay here, or I point to you and all the people and point to my Relto book. Like, will he understand that I'm
But your book
asking
is like
him to leave?
it's got the mold, doesn't it?
I don't know. Let's look. I'm scared.
I think we tried that.
Are you
already.
gonna look
We
at your
tried
Relto book?
opening the book,
Yeah,
but it had like
Yeah.
Freak him out again. But I want to check it to make sure that it's
I'll,
not.
I'll look at mine. I'll
Okay.
open up mine.
Okay, so you so yeah, your Relto book has that sort of film around it. Are you gonna pop it open?
Yeah, pop it
No,
open.
no. So
No,
far,
I pop it open.
Okay.
I am not sitting on my hands. That's what I
You
do.
you pop it open, and there's kind of like a layer of dust. It feels kind of like it's kind of crumbly. The pages that are there, the linking book is sort of fading out, and the linking panel is sort of fading out
Yeah.
and in.
no.
Sort of like it's like being wiped away and then being coming back.
No. Okay, we have limited time. We have to convince them either to leave or we have to leave.
Yep.
Is the cage open for us to get in it, or is that we can't get to where the cage would be?
It is currently open. It's got a door, but the door is open.
So
Go stand in the cage and see if your
If
book works
you
there.
think it neutralizes
The fog must.
that's
Okay,
great.
I will go stand in the cage.
Uh-huh.
Get in the
They all
cage.
kind of look at you, and you stand in the cage, and they're kind of whispering amongst each other. It doesn't seem to have any effect on your book, though.
Doesn't
Okay.
have-
Wipe that dust off with anything you've got, like, and grab anything and just try to we have to get out before with Brian.
Okay. Let me do a research roll. I want to say a line in Dunny to them. What is the line that we're going to say?
We are going to say, do you want to leave to come to our world or something? Do you want to leave with us? Or, I mean, how many people are we talking, V?
There's a good 50 people around at the moment.
Okay, that's doable.
I mean, they've been kind of like slowly filtering in.
Do you want to come with us?
Yeah. Okay. And V, can I do that dice for that?
Okie doke. You got a +1.
Okay, and I'm a research of 4.
Okay.
This is a pretty tough one. I would say in order to do this, you would probably have to spend a fate point and tag one of your aspects if it applies.
Oh man, my aspects are only saying the wrong things at the right time and not sitting on my hands. I do have my resource of the Dunny Encyclopedia. Will that help in this? Okay. No?
No, not really on this roll. No.
Okay.
But I mean, you can come up with a sentence that is Denis. It's Denis. It's as far as you know is grammatical.
Like,
Yeah.
It
come,
makes sense.
come with us. Just say come
Yeah,
with us.
just come with us. I think that's the easiest way to ask.
Business. Okay. Not done. Not done. Done.
Okay, so one of us has to get back so we can at least tell the DRC what's going on here, and then maybe they can set up a save these people program. Like, isn't that what they do? Like, we're just explorers to report back. But if we tell them we found, like, I
But we
mean,
don't even know if our Alto books are working right now, Katie. We don't
Why-
know.
How do we know we wouldn't transport the
I don't
virus?
know
back
if we should
to us?
assume though that they need to be saved because they seem to be surviving.
no, I know, but if it's Miriam's grandchildren, I don't want to leave them here, you know.
So here's a chance where I can kind of bring in another one of Unwritten's mechanics.
Okay.
It's something called Deduction. And this is a point where we get to pull some information, some ideas from all of you guys, and as players, you get to kind of direct some of the course of what's going to happen. So a deduction essentially is you guys are, there's a question, and I kind of basically, kind of like what's going on here, what's going on. So you guys come up with a, kind of like a big question.
Yeah.
And then you'll each use one of your skills, and then you'll be able to essentially establish facts. It's sort of a,
Okay.
it's sort of a, it's sort of like an improv thing. You're gonna add facts to it, and if whoever gets to add a fact, it becomes true, and then we run with it.
Okay. So I think the big question is what is going on here, or where are you from, or something on that line. Do you know what I mean? Like, who are
Sure.
they?
Sure.
You guys agree?
So I want to make sure I'm to the point where it's like I want to make sure when we go back in the room and reverse the levers that the pedestal comes up so we can get back, because if we use our Relto books, A, we might only half link and that would be gross. But B, whatever is Relto books come with you, I'm really worried that we're going to contaminate everything.
Well, and also we don't
Already
want to go
brought
back to that island, though. I mean, he told us, or the guy said this. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that fog is not going to be safe at this point. Where do these people go so that they're safe? That's another question.
These are things that we can answer with a deduction.
Okay.
I
Okay.
want to know if there's a way to make the fog safe or get rid of the fog.
There you go.
Sure. So
There you go.
Don't we have
Okay, so-
respirators?
you do
Yeah,
have
we have
respirators.
respirators. Yeah.
There was also the cabinet on the first room where it said something book.
Book.
So maybe that was like a safe place to
Or
store the
something.
book.
Yeah, or maybe it was a book. You put it in and it microwaves the mold away or something, right? Like book cleaner or something.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like Brian said, we can't go back there without choky choke. So I think our first order of business is to get rid of that fungus in the air.
Okay, so we're gonna do this deduction. So, it is a specific sort of thing. So we're gonna answer your big questions here.
Okay.
But we're gonna do it in a couple of rounds. So first thing is everybody choose a skill that they want to use towards towards figuring out the answer. You just name whichever skill you want to use.
What is finesse?
Finesse is physical finesse, hand-eye coordination, that sort of thing.
Okay. Okay.
So I think because my empathy's 3, I might want to ask, I might want to figure out a way to make sure they are happy where they are, or if they feel like they're like, I want to get a sense if they're like, take us with you wherever you're
Sure.
going. We've been trapped here for 6 generations, or oh, welcome to our village. We're so happy to see you, but thanks for visiting. We're fine. Bye-bye. So
Sounds great.
I want to do empathy for that.
Okay.
And
Okay,
no-
so empathy and
I'm going to ask the group here. Should I do research? Research is my 4. It's but also, or should I do like survival? Survival, I'm at a 2.
I think you should do research because I have my highest is athletic and then second highest is survival. So I can use that one.
Okay, so I'll do research.
uh-huh.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'll do a notice, which I have a 3 in, and I want to just notice if there's anything around us that might be a device or
Sure.
something to learn about it, about the fog.
Sounds great. Okay,
Okay.
so we're going to do a roll for each of you. So this is Jurg's roll, +3.
Woo-hoo!
So what's your total there?
So that was 4 plus 3. So
7.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to do Matthias, the +2 to your survival.
So it's 3 plus 2.
5.
5. Okay, Katie, +1 to
3.
3.
So 4.
And Bartlett, a -1.
So
No.
2 total.
2 total. So as the person who's gotten the highest, Jurg, I want you to tell me one thing which is true about the situation. And you get to decide, and it becomes true.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
So guys, there's a way to get rid of the fog. There's they have a way to get rid of the fog. That is true.
Cool.
You want that?
Yep, you get to decide.
I'm asking the group though.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yes, there's a way to get rid of the fog.
Nice.
Or
Okay,
the-
sounds good.
Yeah, I guess that's what is that what we're calling it? The musk? The what do I mean? Yeah.
The funk. We're calling it the funk.
The stuff that kills you, basically. You know, no,
Well,
we gotta get rid of that thing.
But
Okay.
do we assume that whatever's choking us in the air is also causing the funk on the linking book?
I assume that, yes.
That was
I
fungus.
think so.
I think so too.
Okay, so the thing is that there is a way to get rid of this stuff, this the musk or whatever, the musky smell or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do another set of rolls. Round 1, round 2.
Okay.
Does anybody want to change what skill they're using?
No, I'm good.
Okie doke.
I think I'll stay with this one also.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay, Jurg. +1.
So 6. Or so 5. 5, sorry.
Uh-huh. Matthias, +1.
4.
Uh-huh. Katie, -1.
So that's a 2 for empathy.
And Bartlett, +1.
So that makes it 4.
So I'm the highest again.
You got 5 again?
Yeah, I got 5, and all the other 2 got 4, and then Katie got 2. So
Okie doke. So yeah, once again, we're gonna be doing 3 of these rounds.
okay.
So on the second one, you once again you get to state the fact.
Oh man, this is hard. The tall guy is about to clear the fog. He's doing
Okay.
it. He's gonna clear it for me. So yeah, he will take away the fog.
Wow.
Okay, one more round of this.
You're so powerful, Ryan.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody want to change their skills, or do you want to go with the same?
Same.
Stay with it.
Let's do Ryan, +2.
Dude.
So 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Matthias, you got a +2.
6.
Nice.
Katie got a 0,
3.
and Bartlett -1.
Down to 2.
So you guys tied. So
Yep.
let's go ahead and give Blake the option.
Yep. 100%.
So you get to you get to create the third fact in our trio of facts that you guys are figuring out.
About the tall guy. Damn.
No, I
And
you-
remember, it can be a fact about it doesn't have to be a fact of what they'll do, but what's going on. Just it's a fact. It is now true.
Yeah, like can you determine if they're happy there or want to leave, for example?
yeah, I mean, he can do that. He can
Yeah.
determine
Right.
anything. He
Well,
can
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. like
but I don't want to lead him.
yeah, I know. I don't either. I have an idea, but I don't want to lead him now.
Tall guy wants to lead the villagers out of there.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
And
And-
that's saying the tall guy wants that, not necessarily that the villagers want that.
Okay. So there is one more roll, which is just a straight roll, no skills involved, but you
Okay.
each get one. So we'll go for Jurg, -1.
Hmm.
Matthias, 0. Katie, -2. And Bartlett, -1. So
Mateus wins at
Mateus.
0.
Yeah,
okay,
zero.
so Matthias, these three things are facts. The big questions are, what are these people doing here? And what's what are these people doing here, and what's going on? Tell me.
The tall guy was part of the original maintainers. The others are all inhabitants of that world. The skeleton outside of the antechamber was one of the first prisoners. He got trapped out, and the maintainer was therefore stuck in the island
Hmm.
where he, crossed the river, met the villagers, natural inhabitants, and then he's been kind of living with them ever since. And then he's forgotten his old heritage and just kind of became part of them, I guess.
Okay.
Bizarre.
So this is the conclusion that you guys are talking to them. You're doing lots of gestures. They're showing you things. You're figuring things out, and that's the conclusion you come to. So it's like Badelti.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
He has something that'll stop it. Nice. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Mhm.
Yes,
So-
please.
He kind of points to a couple people. Kala, get it? So people, he's got kind of people all over the place, and getting things in, and they bring in kind of like kind of like a thing that looks like a big mortar and pestle. And they're bringing some stuff in, and they've got some stuff in bottles and that sort of thing like that. I did it. Goron, Goron. See if I can get it in the camera here.
Mhm.
Goron, Goron Tora. Goron Tora. He's gesturing to gestures to the book, kind of makes a like breaking
Mhm.
thing, and like acts like he's got a little like into the pot.
Okay.
So he gestures at you, Katie.
So he wants to do something to my Reltha book, and it seems like he's gonna neutralize whatever this is. Jurg, do you think I should trust him?
No, yes.
Great. Here you go.
Okay. So
Here's
do you
my
hand him the book, or just to hold it to him, or how?
I can hold it open to him.
He slowly moves his hand towards it, sort of in that sort of like, I'm going to actually touch it.
I'm okay with that.
And he kind of like
I'm
kind
okay.
of puts
with
his hand on it and kind of brushes some of the dust that's in it off, and kind of brushes it off into his hand, and
Okay.
takes it over, puts it in the thing, mixes it all up.
Okay.
Kind of gets a little kind of ladle sort of thing, goes over and kind of starts pouring it onto your roto book.
Okay.
And it kind of bubbles a little bit, like when you put vinegar on baking soda powder,
Yeah. Yeah.
And the bits, like the film on the outside starts popping off a little bit. Pops off a little bit. Is and the roto book still kind of has that sort of like flickery feel to it, but it's starting to get cleaned off there. He's like,
Okay.
While this is happening, what is Bartlett? What are you up to?
I'm just watching.
Just trying to checking it out, seeing what they do.
Yep.
How about Matthias? What have you been doing?
I'm also watching.
Okay. Here's a question. Who's the tallest among you?
Probably Jerem.
Blake, it's me or you, right?
I've never met Blake in person.
I'm about 6'2".
Oh yeah, he's taller.
Which of your characters would be the tallest?
Blake's.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the kids kind of comes up to you, like tugging on your on your like, Telty.
Look at him, kind of feel like, what's up?
And one of the other kids, like other guy comes and is like, oh, he's trying to kind of pull him away. He's like, no, that.
They want you to lift them up in the air.
And it's like someone's kind of like trying to pull him. Not that's okay. And he keeps pointing out behind him.
Oh.
Is there a lever behind him?
I ask him to lead me to what he wants to show me.
Yeah, is there something up high that he wants you to reach, maybe?
Okay. So he's like,
I follow him.
Do you have a key, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. So he leads you up. He kind of leads you over to another side of the wall, and he's like, up the stairs.
Oh, I know.
And he looks. He points over there, and it points. He goes, but Telty, and he points out. He points down over a ways, and he points to a bunch of really tall guys who are making their way towards the village with torches and clubs.
What?
Telty, Grana.
Uh-oh.
Soldiers?
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be they've got to be like the parents and stuff. I mean, if they're all tall, they're dunny, right? Like
maybe, but we haven't heard Telty before.
I tell Jörg I beckon him over with the key and say, hey, bring me binoculars over here, and can you survey to see if I notice anything special about them?
Surveying is more of sort of a land.
Does anyone have a good notice?
I do.
You could use athletics to determine how physically capable you think they are, and how much of a maybe a physical threat they'd be.
Yeah, how much of a threat?
You want to
I'll
fight,
do that.
dude?
Okay, you get a +2 to that, and you got your athletics is
4.
There we go. These are bad people. They're angry, and they're angry, and they look like they're coming to express their anger.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
We gotta get out of here, buddies.
Can I use my provoke now and try to provoke this crowd approaching us?
Are you gonna go up there?
Can you provoke fear? Provoke fear. Don't provoke them towards us. Provoke fear for them.
Okay, so the question is, what are you going to do to provoke them?
No. Why don't we just start linking out all our buddies? Why don't we just take them to safety? Because we know they want to leave, because that's what we decided. And we know they fixed my Relto, and we can fix your Relto, and we can start, that's 25 each, and then we're all gone.
Well, is it fixed yet, or is it in the process of getting fixed?
How's
He's still
the
working on
bubble?
it.
He's still
Oh,
working
it's still
on it.
working. Oh my goodness.
Is he working on yours too, Yurk?
No, I don't think so. I think he's.
It takes a while. He's going through every page on the Relto book and like washing it and cleaning it
Oh.
off. And
We've got 2 minutes.
Well, maybe Jurg should go to try to talk Dunny to them to see
Oh,
if they
God.
respond to that.
Okay, so this is when I do my saying the wrong thing at the right time.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I am going to use my finesse when I'm talking to them.
you're going to use physical. Finesse is
Oh, wait,
sleight of,
yeah,
is hand-eye coordination, that sort
yeah,
of thing.
sorry.
Now, if you're wanting to convince them of something, it's rapport. If you're
I don't
trying
have
to
that.
kind of provoke a negative response, fear, anger, that sort of thing, that's provoke.
How about
I
will?
I have rapport and empathy.
Will is more sort of a defensive sort of thing.
Okay, Katie, you're not even available right now. Your book is getting used, so we
Yeah.
can't help your help.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, she doesn't have to stay with her book, but
Yeah, like I'm the convincey person if you need me to convince them of something.
Can we have York or Bartlett stay with the book, and then Katie and I will go confront them?
Oh,
I'll stay with the book.
Oh boy. Wait, you want me to confront the bad guy?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah,
Look,
okay.
Like he's
people are
not-
starting to mutter too. Run.
I
And the guy's like,
mean, I'm a pretty
I
nice
could use
comedian.
athletics to like
I don't really
divert them.
roles very long, so I don't know how long I'll put up with
Yeah,
you.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could get them to chase me around somewhere.
like not sitting on the hands, definitely.
I mean,
So-
Okay. well,
you tend to be sort of reckless there, Matthias.
do we have something physical that we can show them that's going to make them think that we are superior and they should back off? Like, do we have something either technological or
Let's put on our respirators and act like we're like Darth Vader. And
something like that? Something to intimidate them.
Well, maybe Katie could play some more music.
Well, I mean,
Blake, what do you have in your bag? You got anything in your bag?
I have everything in my bag.
there
Do
we
you have
go.
a flare gun?
Yeah, flare
Do I
gun.
have a flare gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
a kit bag?
Yeah, but shoot a flare gun up towards them.
Maybe
a
that'll
warning
scare them
shot.
away because it'd be like, oh, fire
Do I
bag.
have firecrackers?
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
have any firecrackers? Oh, you
Firecracker.
do. I was gonna say, yeah, like
I
launch some
can
firecrackers.
I can hit a high vantage point using athletics, and then throw some firecrackers.
So this would also be a provoke because you're trying to scare them, right? Or
Yeah.
you're trying to provoke
Yeah.
awe.
Yeah, we're trying to get them to bug off.
Do you have provoke on the skill?
Yeah, it's not very high though.
I have a 3 provoke.
Okay, sorry, V. When the
You
kid
say it.
was when the
I
kid
can
was
give him some firecrackers.
I'll say,
Yeah.
Katie's got a question.
when the kid was taking Mateus to see these new people, did he look scared? Like, was he like, "Oh, help! Look, these bad guys are coming," or was he like, "Hey, my dad's coming home"? Like, could he tell?
It was very urgent.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know,
so-
uh.
I want to make sure before we start attacking like their uncles who are coming home from the field.
All right.
Okay.
So I want to provoke them with the fireworks. I want to establish dominance.
Yep.
Okay, no. So you're gonna get up there on that high that point where the kid brought Matthias up
Yeah.
and light off a bunch of firecrackers and rah,
You want me to play some like Rush YYZ or something while you're doing
Do you have any smoke bombs too? Because I feel like not only smoke, you need like smoke and explosions.
Well, we can turn our flashlights on to blind them, and we can use the binoculars to lens flare them, and we got all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm by the book.
Okay.
You
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's quite a battle yet, but I would definitely want to surprise them to
No, it's more of a
something unexpected to happen.
Okay.
Something that
Okay.
would not normally happen there.
Okay, so let's make that roll then. Here we go. So it's a you got a 0, so that's 3. So you fight, you're kind of like, and the explosions go off. The people in the people, inside the village are like, whoa. And the people outside are, all these guys, they all kind of stop,
Okay.
and they all kind of, they're talking about that, and they all kind of turn and kind of look at it, and they start hucking the torches up over the wall.
No, why? Throw them back.
So panic. Okay. Just as a side note, we're at 8:30.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here.
You
Okay.
guys are at 8:30. I'm at 11:30.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So we've definitely but so the place is on fire.
Wait, I thought everything was
Oh,
stone
look
though.
what we've done.
So there are people running back and people running back forth after that. The guys from the outside have been after they been throwing torches in, they're trying to, and when people try to escape, they push them back in.
Oh, that's okay. We have to let how are the Dunny books cooking going?
It's gonna take and the guys no he kind of it's got time, it's just gonna take too long. He goes
Okay, so
he holds the thing up, goes kind of like puts it like kind of on this. He goes Seltan.
Where
we
are
have
you?
to all go back to the island because we can put the stuff around our nose so we don't get overwhelmed with the fumes, and we can go back to the island. Let's go. But how do we get the little kids and stuff? Or do we?
I swim back across. Like right now, I just lit up another pipe. So like I no, I gotta smoke that first before we can go.
Hold on, we need to go. But we can't open the thingy thing with our thing.
Yeah, there's no way to open it. I don't think.
Yeah, but he's telling us if we put this stuff under our nose, like
But no, is he saying that or use the respirator?
no, he was putting the powder under our nose. So
he takes the stuff out of the. He's starting to put it under like people's noses. He's like like the kids and stuff like that.
Okay.
He's starting to organize.
Because if the guys chasing us don't have it, then they're going to be overcome with the fumes, but we won't be because we have the neutralizer on our nostrils.
Yeah, I don't think we go back to the island. I think we stay here, but we're putting all this stuff underneath our noses.
He is definitely like Seltan.
Seltan's the prison. Pay attention.
I know, but I don't want to go back. How do I go back?
Remember they opened like
all of a sudden?
We got little kids. Are they going to be okay swimming across too? Everybody.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely help, but I mean, they're getting, they're pulling out, pieces of wood and stuff like that. They're organizing very relatively quickly. The tall guy is like, Telti. He gestures at them and goes,
Telti are the bad guys, so we got to get away from the bad guys. Bad Telti. So
he points at you and it's like, points at them.
So we have to fight them while the villagers get away. Oh no, we have to run away before they fight us. Okay.
Bam.
Okay, they're bad.
Pow. Wow.
Someone in the chat said I should volunteer as tribute and fight the guys. So I'm just saying that's an option. But I mean, I am already hurt. It's gonna be hard for me to like swim back.
I've got that donut for your arm. I'm not joking. That thing that you put.
I know. I'm just thinking like I got to do something heroic here. And
hey, whip out your Lincoln book.
Man, not sitting on my hands will allow me to move fast and discover things quickly.
Okay. The underground cave system that's below our feet right now.
It'll get me in trouble because sometimes it'll start a chain of events and
like burning the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Burning the book, getting your hand hurt, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy, I mean, he seems to kind of want you to do something while everybody's running.
Yeah, he wants a distraction, or he wants us to like. We got to do something big.
Okay. What do we do? All right. I'm going to take out my Glock.
No. Hey, this is a PG stream, okay, man?
Like, I'm like the least gun person on the planet. Too. So that would be like never happen.
Can I do a notice skill to see if there's something that I'm missing that the people want me to do?
Yeah, let's do a roll.
Okay.
What's your
So
notice skill again?
I have a 3.
No.
You got a 0. But yeah, it's very obvious that they're looking for you to do something to give them time to get across.
Oh, cool. Okay.
What that might be and what might be useful, you're not sure.
I have a 4 notice. Will that help if I try to learn more what's going on there?
You got about a 0. Well, I mean, yeah, they're definitely they see you guys as obviously as equivalent to them.
Protectors, yeah.
And so that they want you to do something to give them time.
All right,
wait. How many people were there?
With spikes and start.
How many people were coming over?
Like 6, 5, he said.
How many people? I mean,
how many bad guys?
People?
There's there's a good 10, 15 of them.
Oh, I thought.
And they're just kind of slowly advancing. They're not like coming in like they're just kind of like
Okay, my surveying is 3. Can I survey the area? Is there any way for me to push a rock? I'm looking for something hidden, something.
Spikes. Take the spikes, the wood spikes.
Way to stop them. Yeah, I'm looking for a way. Can I roll to survey?
Yeah, sure. What's your survey again?
3.
Okay, 4. I mean, you could, I mean, things are starting to burn. I mean, you could, try to sort of, maybe collapse a couple of things, between them and the people, so that they can't get at you.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm impulsive, so I'm not going to be sitting on my hands here. I'm just going to start doing. So I start.
You can't sit on your hand; it hurts.
Well, yes. So I start collapsing the buildings around, making a barrier so that the fire keeps the bad guys away from the villagers.
I'll note that Mateus is probably the best one to help with this because he's the strongest of you guys.
Okay.
And while they're doing that, because I'm just a weak little girl, I'm gonna run around and pick up torches and hurl them back at the bad guys, the ones they've been throwing in.
What's Bartlett gonna do?
I got a feeling that something with that cage might be able to help in this situation because I want to go investigate that a little bit.
Okay. Let's give an experiment roll.
Okay.
I have -1.
I have a base of 4, so it'd be 3.
Yep. So, the cage itself may not be it, but when you're looking at it, you see that he's that the tall guy that was working with you guys, Kenneth, he has left his bucket of stuff after he's kind of put on everything like that, and it smells sort of alcoholish. You're thinking that this stuff could probably burn pretty spectacularly.
Let's throw it on the fire, guys. Let's make this fire big.
Let's burn this whole place down.
Okay.
What you doing? What's Bartlett doing?
I bring the bucket over to the rest of the group.
Oh boy.
Do we put our torches in it and then light them on fire and throw them?
Whatever's going to be the biggest bang for our buck.
I think we should put our torches in it, light them on fire, and then throw them back towards the guys.
Let's do it.
Okay, you light them up, and they kind of go off like sparklers. and there's like sparks in every which direction. They're purple.
Purple sparks.
So it looks like like you've just got masses of sparks coming off the end of these things. They're bright. It's loud. It's it's it looks otherworldly.
Okay. Does it cause them to go back?
They definitely don't know what to make of it. So they're kind of like, they've been kind of, they haven't been advancing or that, but they do seem a bit unsettled.
Okay.
Might be a good time for great time for a provoke roll.
Yeah.
Provoke fear. Provoke fear.
I'm all distracted and confused.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do another provoke roll then. Got a base of 3.
Dice. Come on, dice.
It came up with 0, but however, since this is a special thing, and it's obviously these these are big things. Let's assume that that you've got an aspect of otherworldly burning torches. If you spend a fate point, they give you a +2, and it'll make it the result of 5.
Sure.
How many fate points do you have?
I think I had 3, so down to 2.
So he could actually do 2 fate points, right?
He would have to tag something else.
Oh, okay.
But if you have another thing that you can another aspect that like maybe you've got stubbornly relentless.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could just use that as sort of like you go kind of full you go kind of full postal like and things are gonna be falling down around you and stuff like that, but you're gonna keep coming at them.
Okay.
So if you spend 2 fate points, to tag one for tag that you can go full Hulk out.
Okay, let's do that. I'll hold it out.
So yeah, you grab one of the other torches from you grab the torch from Matthias, and you're just like rah, rah, you're swinging it around, start there's something burning there, and you kick it forward.
Right on.
And they're like, some of the stuff drips on this, some of the things on the torch, kind of the sparks fall onto the burning things, and they burn. They start clapping, start burning and sparking, and So yeah, you have definitely made a fireworks display right there, and they're like, whoa, they're scrambling. The tall guy comes up like, Batelti.
Okay.
He points at you.
Maintainers.
Yeah, it's like,
now it's the time to get away. Okay, let's go. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna have since you're in a rush, and you're going over there, and you've got a wounded person. Who's taking Yerg over?
I'll do it.
Okay, athletics roll.
Oh boy, we're gonna lose Yerg in the drink.
No!
-2.
But can I use my stunt?
You're what?
I'll take
Can I use
him.
my stunt, the hardcore parkour, to overcome actions with athletics if I'm in a chase?
Parkour.
You're swimming, so unfortunately it doesn't apply. So
You can't run across.
Yerg starts to you manage to lose a hold of Yerg, and Yerg starts flailing a little bit, but just can't quite get the
I'll help. I have athletics. I will help.
All right, here we go. +1 to athletics.
So that's 3.
You can keep him from going under.
Sweet.
So
I never did anything for you.
So what's left is Bartlett and Matthias. What are you gonna do? I mean, just yanking on him doesn't seem to. He's kind of he's flailing. Kay's got him keep him from going on, but so you come up with. Here's a chance for you to come up with something creative to kind of get him over.
I
don't know.
I have a skill of craft, although it's only +1. Can I craft like a raft or something?
Yeah, if you want to, hightail it over to there and grab some of the stuff that's lying around.
I literally have a rope. Can I not tie it around one of our waists and just drag them through the water? All he has to do is keep his head up.
That's what
You-
the
you
guy
can-
in Cancun did for me. That's a whole other story, but like I don't really know how to swim, and I went snorkeling, and yeah, that was pretty much what the guy in Cancun did.
Well, I can Cancun you across then.
Well, you guys can work together on that. Let's give Bartlett. Let's do a quick skill crafts roll. See if it comes up. I mean, you can
Total.
you can
two, so
put some
nothing
stuff
great.
together and kind of like tie it together. It's not
Yeah.
it's it floats a little bit. I mean, it'll help a bit, but it's not gonna save someone from the Titanic or anything.
I was gonna say I just put the Titanic theme on my key just to freak him out.
Okay, so with that, you guys managed to kind of pull him, get him across. The village is starting to go up in flames and purple flames, and there are sparks shooting out.
It's so pretty.
So you get over to the other side. Everyone's kind of like huddled around the entrance to the cave. They've gone through they've gone through the gate. They're in that sort of courtyard, but they're kind of like all uncertain what to do now.
Okay.
You're like, and the guy's like, Batelti.
Yep, Batelti, let's go. Let's go. Let's take them into the cave. Let's take them into the room.
Yep.
Let's change the room around, like pull the levers to make it all go back the way it was. So we huddled them all into the dome.
It'll take a couple times, but
Sure.
But yeah, especially given that we're a little bit over time. So, but yeah, no problems.
Thanks.
Robert is very surprised to suddenly see, a good 50 people of various ages. Some of one with a tattoo on his hand, of a maintainer tattoo on his hand, who none of them speak any language that he's familiar with.
Oh, did we make it back to Kavir?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, it takes you to Nexus.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome.
And they're just they're freaked out because people are appearing and disappearing, and they're touching books and they're not supposed to be doing that, and books are bad, and now they're in a weird glowing place underground, and
we brought back 50 refugees, and Robert doesn't know what to do, and
like, what is it? What are they saying? I don't understand what they're saying.
Well, and the fact that he didn't tell us to bring anybody back.
Yeah.
He told us to get research. So.
What did you do?
I burnt the place down.
How is that helpful?
That's something we don't tell Robert, that we burnt the place down. Okay.
No, more than that, they were already living in neglect. Like somebody left them here and completely forgot about them. Like we're talking years and years. So we owe them this much. They've been doing what they thought was right all along. They've been protecting the prison, and they've been he's been doing his maintainer job, and he's a brother in arms. So we got to rehab all these people now.
Okay, but what do we tell Robert? Don't go back to that age, or we know that there are some angry Dunny-like people there.
There are hostile forces, but there's that book-eating algae that we can't that's creepy.
So do we burn the age?
I think there's still a lot to be learned from the age, but definitely someone more cautious and maybe a little more political should.
Somebody very guards can take them, like people that could stand up to the other force there.
So for right now, we probably should tell Robert this age needs to be locked up because we don't want the bacteria coming back to Dunny and eating all the books. And we probably should just say lock it up for now until a better time and a better group. And
and there you go. There's your adventure in the age of Latanhi. So
that was fun. This is a good thing, man. This is a lot of fun.
Any particular comments? Any favorite points?
I now looking back, I would have changed one of my journey aspects. The saying the wrong thing at the right time in Norwegian to boost morale doesn't really do much in this game, so I didn't really do that. I would have probably changed that. And yeah, and then maybe the resource too, because the resource didn't really help us in the game, but it was fun. It was
Yeah.
good enough. But
And especially, if you were in a campaign, you would have a chance to not only, kind of, you have a chance to adjust these over time,
Yeah.
first of all, but also it's very common to just say, the first session, I didn't quite work right. Let's make a couple adjustments.
mhm.
So yeah.
Oh, I thought it was great. That was fun.
How long do these normally last, V?
One shots can last usually about anywhere from like 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for people during sessions to have sessions that last 4 to 5, 6. Some people like to go late into the night.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, but yeah, this is relatively typical of a one-shot game, like what I did at Mysterium and that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, I think we should tell everybody on stream that tomorrow night you're having a cute question and answer. And
Yeah,
if they want to know anything about Unwritten, they should come to the stream tomorrow night
absolutely.
and get more information then.
Yeah.
I thank you so much for putting this on. As a member of Cyan, we've read the book and we've seen a lot of things, and I mean, there's so much information that's out there that is so awesome around Unwritten. But it really does it's another thing to actually play the game, and that's actually a lot of fun. So
Oh, great. And I'd like to remind everybody listening, once again, to we were doing this for support of the Navajo COVID-19 Relief Fund. The link, the URL is there. Please give if you can. And if you're watching it, tomorrow, and you happen to realize that, I got a few extra bucks, you can give them too.
mhm.
Awesome.
And I think we will probably end up doing this again. I know that even today I mentioned it to a few more people at Cyan, and they were like bummed that they couldn't make it tonight. So,
Oh,
so
well,
I
there
think
we
we
go.
definitely want to try it
There's
again.
always more options. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Blake,
you.
Blake and
awesome.
Jeremiah, this was kind of your first intro to it, and I know that Jeremiah, you didn't know much about Uru either. So, what did you think? What did you think of this?
It was pretty good. I really liked the world building that was put into it, and then trying to think of things to interact with or what you would see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, shows that there's a lot of we see Uru and we play with Uru. It's like, okay, this is the story that Cyan has put together, but one of the ideas behind Unwritten is that you can do so many more stories, and so this
Mhm.
is just one example of many different kinds and many different things.
As a DM,
Mhm.
how hard is it to set up a game? Do you feel like? Did you
It
do a lot of research? Did you do a little bit? Did it kind of play on how much of it was free flowing? Is what I have.
it depends on the game master, honestly.
Mhm.
I have spent enough time running Unwritten games and being fairly deeply steeped in Myst lore that I can do a lot of things off the top of my head.
Yeah.
This this in this particular scenario, the background and history of the people in the age and what happened in the age is something that Ellery and I worked out over a few nights.
Hmm.
And we kind of used those as all the set pieces. And so we had all those ideas in place, but
Mhm.
once they started moving, it's kind of off the top of your head.
Yep. Yep.
And that's just one way to do it. I'm a very sort of free form, like that's a great idea. Let's run with that. Some people are more, have a much more methodical approach, and that works just fine. It's just different styles.
Did we surprise you with some of how we were playing, or did we stump you and you had to rethink things?
I did not think that you guys were going to focus so much on uh, the bacteria as deadly.
Mm.
When I was talking about, they were actually referring to the stories of people dying there.
Oh.
Because they had stories back of people
Oh.
stumbling in from the fall.
Oh. Right.
Oh.
So that took a little different a different route than I expected.
Okay.
But it was a good route, and so I ran with it.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Oh, that was cool.
Well, yeah, it is late, and I don't. If you have anything else to say, again, I suggest everybody check out the stream tomorrow night for question and answer. And V, I hope we do this again.
Sounds great. Thank you all for coming, and thanks for being a part of the game.
Thanks,
Yep.
everybody.
See ya.
That was fun.
See you, everyone.
Good night. Thanks, Ala.
Oh yeah, thank you to Alumnat and Ellery for supporting this whole thing.
And everybody who came to watch. Thanks, guys.
Mhm.
Yay.
Wait till. Okay.
Are we clear? Okay.
Mhm.
I'll signal boost that with Myst documentary for you. Oh, cool.
Some of at least, yeah. All right, see ya.
Okay. Bye bye.
Good night, guys.